people trying to hold your tongue about
Trash to Cash Podcast, episode 79. How's it going? I'm Dave, the NC Picker. And down here we have Kevin, the Commonwealth Picker. And over here we've got Carrie, American Arbitrage. How's it going?
We don't have our names
Kevin's
anymore.
Smoking a cigar on the check.
Just for you, man.
Look at that. Wait, yeah, there is a way to get names on here. I'm sorry, guys.
I wanted to figure out how to get a check mark for this name thing that we put below us. But
Dude, did you see that thing I sent you, Kevin?
Yeah, you're so...
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
$660 million is how much Instagram made from idiots buying the check mark.
Yeah, you just got to play on the vanity of people.
Not only is there a host, but there are viewers out there who undoubtedly took the advice of American Arbitrage and did that. You can't insult.
I'm the only one. There will be no confusion. Like if there's an NC Picker, underscore 88 or something that shows up and starts asking for people's Venmo, they're going to think it's you, Dave, and they're not going to think it's me. That's the difference.
There's a sucker born every minute, Carrie, and you're in good company.
Okay, just because. How many times have you watched The Greatest Showman this week? I don't need P.T. Barnum quotes right now.
All right. If there's anybody in the audience that paid for this, put it in the comments. I want Art did Art pay
Lisette
for it?
did. I know.
Art paid for it.
Yeah,
Art paid for it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
who did? Lisette?
Yeah. And she's awesome.
Listen,
some of the smartest people I know.
You're not an idiot.
Backtracking.
Well, you're telling me some people I actually respect. I mean, I was when I'm thinking of Carrie, you're an idiot. But when it's everyone else, like, whoa, they're actually not idiots.
You're an idiot. What did you say?
We have a track record, apparently, of upsetting the people who follow us on social media. I just did a video about it but on the Facebook page the other day, boy. People tearing into us on our own Facebook page.
But to be fair, we do deserve it. We're terrible people, too. And
true.
we're idiots, so it's all fair. Yeah, always fair in love and war.
We're not classically smart.
Non-resellers ripping us, ripping reselling, and then you got resellers ripping resellers, and it's just bad stuff, man. Can't we all get along?
Just live and let live. At the end of the day, Carrie, you're allowed to have your blue check mark. It's just, it would be more palatable for me if you didn't complain about money so much. That's why it hurts me.
That's right. I think they sensed that in the last episode. I think they
were commenting along those lines. Okay, no, but that is crazy. Okay, you literally launch a thing, and Kevin, you've got to find a way to do this on CommonwealthPicker.com. You get people to get a blue check mark, and you make $660 million on CommonwealthPicker.com.
Well, it's the same idea as giving like if you join the membership of a YouTube channel, which I do not have.
Oh, like our Patreons.
Yeah. I love them. They're my favorites.
Actually the idea behind the NFT. It's adding another level of digital social status.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds lame.
It's true.
And also boring.
You sound lame. You're the one who did it.
I'm not the one. No, I'm not talking about the check mark. I'm talking about the NFT.
What's the difference? It's paying for something. You're paying for
that is true. The blue check mark is an NFT.
No, people respect you if you have the blue check mark.
As a matter of fact.
People don't respect you if you have NFTs. I've never met one person I respect that has an NFT. No offense.
All right. You know what? The argument that Gary Vee made for the NFT thing was, he's like, look at all the people out there who pay to get like digital weapons in a video game. They pay for it. He's like, and look at the value, the actual tangible value of a blue check mark.
No, I mean...
And now it has none.
Yeah, no, that is true. It's completely worthless now. But that being said, I have it, so...
Well, here's the thing.
Boo-hoo.
My son likes playing on the PlayStation, right? And he wants this new Need for Speed game. And he wants to buy it. He goes on the PlayStation Network. It's $80. He's like, Dad, why is it so expensive? I said, I don't know, but in the store it's $60 if you get the physical copy. He's like, no way. I don't want the physical copy.
I'm not a nerd.
Hey,
like,
you laugh.
What's up with that?
There are, when somebody owns, in the future here, if I own, hypothetically, an NFT, I could have that NFT logo next to my name instead of a blue check mark to give me status. It will happen.
It's like having braces in like high school or junior high. Have an NFT next to your name. That's just lame. No offense to anybody who has braces.
Or a QR code next to your name, right?
Yeah, I know. Somebody put up a QR code for something real quick, Dave.
We should throw. Here's my whatnot referral link.
There you go. So listen, just for the hardcore trash to cashers, been here a long time, like before episode 14, but when it actually got palatable. if you've been here that
The
long,
OGs.
you may remember these two ridiculing me for QR codes. Now Dave has them running on one particular channel constantly.
Dave
I'm
just does
saying.
a QR code on the screen and voices over the whole video. There's nothing but a QR code.
Yeah, I don't even show anything
His
anymore.
face
It's
just
literally
moves
just a
around.
QR code.
Get rid of the face.
And when I show my face, each tooth is a QR code. Like, I've got about 15. I've got your link on there, Carrie.
Oh, thank you, man.
It's the bottom left molar.
A molar? I got a molar.
No, okay. So that was
funny.
a little mean. I feel guilty for saying idiots bought the blue check
don't
mark.
feel
I'm
bad.
sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I'm
No,
sorry.
you were just. It's okay. I think the more you can show your true colors on this podcast, the more people can relate.
that
to
I'm just
you.
a nasty
Because-
person.
No, but the more we're ourselves, our true. Because you're mean. I was asking for help on how to buy a plane ticket earlier.
I
'cause
literally
don't
just
know.
walked you through
I
it.
don't, and you were very mean about it. And
Did you
I
talk
just,
about
I
prices?
said, Carrie, let me Google that for you.
you got to realize I don't know how to do anything on my own. I'm just.
He's
I'm
about
just
to
a
fly,
I'm a baby. I'm
He's
I'm
about
so
to fly.
nervous.
And where are you
For
flying?
the first time ever.
To Dallas. No, I haven't flown
That's
in
a
11
short
years.
flight out
Yeah.
of Vegas.
What
You
is
could
that, an hour?
probably
It's
pay for that
240.
flight. If you
Well-
didn't, that blue check mark for a year probably pays for that flight.
Yeah, no, it's easily pays for that flight. A couple times, I could do it every weekend
I
for like
think
a year.
the only thing that bothers me about the blue check mark, well, other than the whole fact that you're paying for status, is the fact that it doesn't really do anything else.
Speaking of
Like, if
paying,
it did do the increasing your reach or something, I think I'd be more on board.
Look,
yeah, and he has to say
Nobody-
that because he has to defend the Patreon, which they get access to Dave on the Patreon.
They also got a uncensored picture that I declined from the Facebook group because it was
Yes.
too R-rated.
yes,
Well,
I got a
somebody didn't
censored
decline
version
the
of
guy
that. I got the
ripping us.
uncensored and censored version of that sent to me.
Okay. What, Kevin?
Somebody didn't decline somebody ripping into us on our
Yeah,
own
that
Facebook
had to be
page.
Carrier
It
Dawn.
had to be Carrier Dawn.
Did you
read
that's
go
the
through a
thing.
Facebook post that was talking
I
about
don't
how Kevin was
read any.
trash?
I don't
Kevin
read
was
any of the
trash.
posts before I
It's
approve
like-
them. I just
it's like-
approve them.
Here's how much I make. Dave can't make anything. He walks past good stuff at yard sales. Don't follow these fake YouTube resellers. Follow me. That's what it said. And Carrie's
Well,
like,
no,
approved.
he actually also said in the comments that he liked you and
I
watches
know,
you all the
I'm
time.
being a little facetious, but I mean, it's if you're a viewer, I mean, it caused an uproar in our Patreon. They're
It
like,
did cause
"Who
a
let
bit of an
this
uproar.
idiot in there?"
Yeah,
Like, oh,
it did
geez.
cause a bit of an uproar. But
We're
he
creating
made some interesting
content.
points.
No,
made
no,
some
he
interesting
totally did,
points.
and I'm sure he's a great reseller. I have no doubt about it. But you don't go into somebody else's house
how
that
you
they
know.
built.
Here's how you know if somebody's a great reseller. They tell you all
They
the time,
tell
every
you
day.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every day. If that's how
That's
I know I'm
true.
good, because I keep
Like, if
telling you
you-
guys I'm good.
And they
If
put
you
their
for
90-day
sure
total
get
up.
to see
every day.
the $4,000 thing they got at the flea market, then you
Every
know
day.
they're a great flipper.
Yeah,
Exactly.
every day. Every
Listen,
If
day.
I had
Okay,
a dollar for every backhoe I've sold for 10K plus, oh my gosh, I'd be rich right now.
There's a bit of an outcry out there for sure against YouTubers who resell.
I hate
Not
it.
everyone,
There's
but there
a-
is a good number of people who don't think that we're any good at reselling and that we're all
Yeah.
just
You
doing
know-
it for show and so on and so forth. So
Just
Kevin,
for, I
what's your
think that
retort?
particular person said for the clicks, don't follow Dave's clickbait. Don't
Yeah,
be woe is
fair.
me. Get out
Yeah.
there and hustle like me, and you can
Yeah.
get it done. Sophie's upset.
Or just
at
be
these
authentic
people,
like
too.
Carrie, one of the two.
Yeah. Well, and there is a lot of people who are on YouTube that aren't even resellers that are
Yeah.
watching reselling and YouTube.
I've seen
type
people fill up
content,
like
right?
a swimming pool with Orbeez before. That was intense.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's plenty of viewers in our comments, even for this show, that say, "Oh, I don't resell at all."
Oh, so
Right?
many.
They just enjoy the
Facebook.
personalities,
You're
things
gonna
like
see.
that.
Let's see. This video should come out a day before this one. I have a video. I mean, a Facebook just tore me a new one. I don't think I had a good grasp on that audience when I started putting flipper videos over there. Holy moly! And then the resellers started filtering in and coming to my defense, and it was all about thrifting. You're stealing from poor people. The whole fallacy, right? But this guy had a whole new take on it.
Fallacy?
It was
It's a good point. Yeah.
fa- fallacy.
Oh.
Nothing. Just it's always somewhere. And I'm bringing my wife to hang out around this atmosphere. I'm a little scared.
It's fine.
Well, she fits in better than me, I think.
She does. Yeah.
At any rate, he's like, I buy, and I did a whole video about this, so they had already seen this. But he's like, I will buy, because he bought something from me. I responded to his comment, which is, you shouldn't, resellers don't deserve to go into thrift stores and buy everything. You're taking from the poor kind of thing.
That's all true.
And I responded to it. I'm like, listen, thrift shops aren't for the poor. There might be one or two that are, but they are to raise money for the intended mission of that thrift store. And that mission is not to put clothes on the back of poor people. And he's like, well, that's not true of Goodwill, but it is true of the Salvation Army and the DAV. I'm like, no, it's not. Those aren't their missions. That's not their missions. And he took exception to it. And he said, cancel my order. And I'm like, what? He bought something from me on eBay.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, not only do I hate you now.
So you lost that $3 Tupperware order.
Customer. That's right.
Guess who's not getting their lids now?
That's right.
Yeah. Sounds like his loss or her.
No, I think my issue is this, right? There is different types of entertainment for different type of people. Mm-hmm. And every single niche of entertainment has someone serving it. Right? Yep. So if you like pro wrestling, there is a million pro wrestling YouTube channels and TikToks and things like that. If you like sports cards, Carrie's got a sports card channel, tons of other people have sports cards channel, etc. Like, there is no problem with that sort of content existing. It does not mean, just because someone has a wrestling channel, that they're the know-all, end-all king of wrestling. Right. They're just someone who has a personality and you may enjoy watching. Same with reseller YouTubers. Go ahead. I mean, I don't interrupt, but you can.
No, it's a good point. You don't. As YouTubers and as a podcast, I like to consider us kind of like the 98 degrees of podcasting YouTubers.
Yeah, the boy band.
I mean? Nobody knows why. No. I mean, it's inevitable, but not yet. No, none of them are dead. They're all alive. But we're like, nobody knows how we got here, is what I'm saying. We're the 98 degrees. Yeah. Nobody knows why we're here. Nobody knows why we got here. They're listening to us, and they're regretting it. That's us. Yeah. That's our niche.
They're actively wishing they weren't, but they
were like, I wish there was something else.
I got a question for you. So now what about, because there are YouTubers out there who like to claim the mantle of expert, and this is their teachers, right? My dogs are going crazy here. What about them? I mean, can you criticize them legitimately?
No, I think if you can get
can you criticize them? Sure, yeah. You can criticize them. Go for it. I don't care. You can criticize me.
Yeah, I mean, you get mountains of shoes. If you get mountains of shoes out of the back of trunks, you're going to be a good reseller, inevitably.
There are plenty of us out there that think we're really good at something and may not be, and we can take ridicule for that, right? If I say I'm amazing at push-ups, and then we go do a push-up contest and I get wrecked, you can make fun of me for not being that good at push-ups, but thinking I am. If you think you're a great reseller, if you think you're like a rock star or something, and I was to make fun of you for that, you're asking for it. I'm sorry. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean your content isn't entertaining people and adding value.
It's like Death Pile Picker, right? He's like proclaiming, I got issues. Death Pile Picker. It's where I buy stuff and let it sit. That's what he says.
Yes, he does. He does. He has a bigger death pile than me, from what I understand. So
he has storage units full of stuff.
No, I mean, this is the
never
world
intends to list.
You're allowed to criticize anyone you want.
Of course,
you're allowed to hate us. I don't care if you hate us. You can love us. Go to town loving us. I mean, and even I'm glad that comment got through because it sparked an interesting conversation.
It did, and it's still going.
Say, as long as the conversation is civil and productive, then go for it.
You could be tepidly indifferent. We don't care.
There you go. We could have taken that down, right?
Yeah, we could have.
Yeah. We did edit it.
I did heavily thought it would add value. Now, if they were, ripping on my dog or something, I probably would have taken it down. If they ripped on Carrie,
that's different. Personal attacks.
I like only attacks I'm appreciative of are from you two. So
Yeah, but those are loving attacks that even though they sting, they feel kind of good. Like it's a good kind of pain.
How's the project, Dave? How's it going? You still
before we talk about the project, we got to talk about our favorite blue check mark holders. Sales by Tony.
Sales by Tony. I love that.
Which, by the way, I feel like you missed the jelly hands.
Don't worry
about it. We'll talk about that later.
I don't even know. Did we really?
Biscuit Butt, Des Hardy, Parker County Picker, Pearls from the Past Rays, Heck Reseller, Rob Moreau, and new addition, Superhero Headquarters, as well as the SoCal Flipper and Tanya Arnold.
They are rich as Kevin.
Now,
Did they buy a year of
They
Kevin?
are all as rich as Kevin. Yeah, there's an option to buy a full year of rich as a Kevin, and I've added a new tier to the Patreon, Kevin. Have you seen it?
Without
really
my
good.
approval. I don't
This
even
is
want
so
to know.
great.
A new
even
tier.
wanna know.
A new
I might
tier to the
quit.
Patreon.
You're
I might
contractually
quit.
obligated to
I might
fulfill
quit this
by the way.
podcast. I'm not doing it. Whatever it is, no matter how much money it is.
Okay,
Because there are
it's-
people out there who would pay whatever this is.
No, I don't think they're going to pay it. But
No,
if they
it's
do,
not
I
worth
think...
it. It's definitely not
I
worth
think...
it.
No, I think you need to commit before I even
No,
tell you what
I
the tier
will
is.
not commit.
It's full commitment. That's all
If
we're asking for,
elected,
Kevin.
I will not serve. If nominated, I will not run.
Kevin, here's the tier. $1,000 a month.
That's
A
a lot of
month?
money.
A month.
That they can cancel
Look,
after 1 month.
He's considering it now.
Like, hold on.
He is getting all of the money.
All you need to do is give
That's it.
this subscriber your personal cell phone number. That's it.
That's it.
For
Let them
$1,000 a
call
month,
you
you do that.
whenever they want.
And you can't block them.
Do I have to answer it all the time? Like, could there be like a quota, like once a day even?
Yeah, once a day. Well, once
No
a day you
more
have to
than
have a
5
5-minute
minutes
call
or
with them.
something?
Once a day,
That's what I
5-minute call.
already do with Death Pile Picker.
You are on call with whoever buys this tier.
That's like, I'm not good at math, but that's like $1,000 an hour, give or take, right?
Yeah.
If it's 5 minutes a day for a
Yeah,
month.
that's
Or like-
really bad math.
I
but
did
yeah.
Death Pile
Yeah, like
Picker
$80
calls
an
twice
hour.
a day already, and I don't get a dime.
Okay, so I mean, I don't think anyone will buy it, but I'm
Kidding,
not
Mike,
taking it
kidding.
down.
Nobody's
Somebody's gonna buy it.
They do with a credit card and cancel it the next day.
Yeah, there you go. Do a chargeback. Well, I wanted to do something else, but like I had to. There's a fine line of like when Kevin's gonna quit the show, so I have to try to, walk it.
I feel like it's single-digit episodes at this point before he's gone.
They can.
I
only
was
be
gonna
so
go
harsh.
like private access to Kevin's Feet Finder or something, but I decided that
Exactly.
was a little too far.
Deluxe.
I was gonna make your feet finder when we're in Vegas, just like if you're wearing flip flops, just take a bunch of pictures of your feet.
He should just gather
I'm not
pictures
wearing
of his feet
flip-flops.
without him knowing.
Like get his wife to send us some foot pictures and just
be
like
like,
get him
"What
like
happened to my
a
hair?"
flourishing account.
That would be so great. I love it. There's nothing illegal about that.
No, listen, Kevin, you were going to talk about channels, okay? And so this actually ties back into what we were talking about, right? There's different kinds of content for every niche, right? Every niche, however you want to say it. And Kevin was alluding to the fact that now I am serving this niche that is really, really hated by some resellers and really loved by some resellers, and it's the whatnot niche. I have
Yeah.
taken my shorts channel and I've turned it into a whatnot focused channel because I'm doing a lot more whatnot, because I'm trying to be a more profitable and productive reseller and so on and so forth.
Why
and so
start now?
So now I'm creating interesting content, I think, mostly streams
Debatable.
about
It's actually
about
making me
whatnot
upset
selling.
that you're becoming a better reseller. I felt
Yeah,
like that was my place on this show.
Was the best reseller.
Well, at least like
Yeah,
competent.
I get that. I'm sorry.
You know?
No,
My-
you're just
Not
the
great,
old
but-
guy now that interjects occasionally.
That's right. It's been
my
destroyed.
ASP was $68 yesterday
That's
again.
crazy.
It's
I mean, it's not
I don't.
crazy.
I don't
It's
want to
crazy
ask
that
on the
Dave has
podcast
an
what an ASP is, but it sounds
Oh my gosh.
average
sounds-
selling price.
it sounds sexual.
It's really more of an AOP, an average order price, because ASP I feel like would be an individual item, and mine's more of an average order price. But
Okay.
but no,
That was
I am
very
getting
nerdy.
a ton of hate on that channel because a lot of people
Really?
hate
So
whatnot.
yeah, they do. And
There's a
so,
bug.
so can I let the cat out of the bag? I'm gonna let you continue
Go for
because
it.
I'm curious about this topic out there. So I am going to do a whatnot show. I'm doing it. I'm coming up, and I'm a little bit anxious about it for exactly that reason, because there's a certain percentage of the population that watches me of the people that watch me that will literally unsubscribe because I'm doing one whatnot show. But I think things are changing in a way now that makes it much more palatable for YouTube personalities, whatever, to come on and sell. And have you heard of these big changes that are occurring with the
No.
marketplace, where they're going to allow you to post essentially your items like it would be eBay or like it would be,
And then you could
a
draw
Mercari.
from your posts for your auctions whenever you want to
And
do an
they're
auction,
up for
which is
sale
really
all
I
nice.
the time.
swear we talked about this in the last show,
Yeah,
but
we
I might be
probably
having a
did.
stroke.
and even
Yeah.
importing goods
He
from
wasn't listening to
Poshmark.
me.
Well, that's why I'm asking you. Okay, so but
Yeah, we talked
It-
about it in the last show, and you
and
poo-pooed
so
it.
just like
You
Poshmark,
literally dropped
No.
your pants and poo-pooed.
Yep.
No, I didn't.
on the show.
So
we saw the
Rock
butthole
Prowl.
and everything.
But Poshmark, it's got two models with the
Get those
Posh
fissures
Lives
looked
and the
at.
sales on Poshmark, and now whatnot. And listen, eBay's going to have it too.
Too many Eneman.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
It's just
Hey,
like
I
you've
wonder
been
if the
talking so
superhero-
long, Kevin. It's getting boring.
What was the superhero lady's name? Or is it woman, man, super
Wonder
something?
Woman? What are we
no,
talking
the
about?
person that paid for the blue check mark here.
Superhero headquarters. My
Yes.
favorite new
Do
Patreon
they have
member.
an Eneman in the headquarters? Do they need an Eneman for the headquarters?
We should.
Are you
send
trying to
them one.
upsell them
All
right now?
My point, no. My point is that eBay is going to add a live feature, and so they'll have two different platforms. Whatnot now is going to be selling two different ways. Poshmark is selling two different ways. So now what's the objection for these people to hate Whatnot when all three of these big platforms...
Can I tell you? I know. I have the
Okay.
answer, and I might even have to make some content around it, but the fact of the matter is that people don't like the fact that in reality, Whatnot is actually a social media app, not a selling app.
Good point.
It is a social media app, and you have to get a social following to be successful. Just straight up. Like, you can't, on eBay, you can go in
Right
there.
now you do.
You
Right
can
now
post
you do.
right now the way it works. You can go into eBay and you can post something for $1 that normally sells for $10, and it's going to sell pretty fast because you're doing a great deal. If you go in Whatnot, you can take your... Pat Dees just did a video about it. I was just watching it before the show started. He did 7 auctions in 3 days, and he couldn't get things to sell even for $1 or $2 because he had no followers. And he's really mad and he hates Whatnot. And that's fine,
I
Pat.
do.
That's fine. But the problem is 7 shows in 2 to 3 days is not how you get a social media following. Just like if I went and posted 7 videos on a new YouTube channel, I wouldn't all of a sudden have a bunch of viewers.
Exactly.
I just
and that's
wouldn't.
what people need to realize. It is a social media platform, but just like any other one, we all started at zero everywhere
They're
we
a
started.
grind.
Okay.
They're a grind.
Every one
They're
of them
a
is a
lot
grind.
of work, and you have to start hobnobbing with people that you don't necessarily agree with, like Kevin, and so that you can get your name out there.
Listen, I don't disagree with anything you just said. What I'm trying to say is there is a change taking place in Whatnot where it's going to also, just like eBay is a platform that anybody can sell on, but now they're adding this social media component to it. eBay Live
Yes.
is going to be Whatnot. And so
I've done
now
some beta stuff with it. It's wild.
it's going to be like down here eBay Live, and then up here eBay regular selling platform, but it's slowly going to do this because the younger demographic is going to do that. Whatnot's the opposite, and it's slowly going to do this.
Yeah.
Poshmark was the opposite, and it was slowly doing this. My point is that this way of doing business is going to slowly change the marketplace. And so to hate Whatnot is fine. To not want to do Whatnot is fine, but don't ignore the fact that what Whatnot is doing is fundamentally transforming all of the platforms.
All reselling is
100%,
going to start having
100%.
this. Whether you
eBay
like
is
it or
going to
not.
be
but-
eBay is going to become more like Whatnot, not less like Whatnot.
Yes,
over
but
time.
at the same time, for all the people who don't want to do it, there will always be a huge marketplace for people who are looking for an item at the best price that they
wanna
can
buy
buy
it right
right
now.
now. And
Yep.
so no matter
They
what
don't wanna sit in
platform
an
that is.
auction.
That's why I want to go to Whatnot. I'm telling you right now, I want to go to Whatnot because they're adding the other piece to the puzzle, and you can enjoy both pieces of the puzzle now on that platform, and it's only going to grow. And you've never heard me say that before on this platform.
No, and I think at the end of the day, there's so many people who go to Whatnot and they try like a couple of shows, maybe do it for a month, and it's disheartening and it's hard, and you don't instantly sell stuff for what they're worth like you do on eBay, right? And so it's really just a question of, do you want to grow a social media presence? Because that's what it is.
If I had no social media, and if I didn't want to grow it, I would never, ever, ever sell on Whatnot, and that's perfectly fine.
And there are people on Whatnot that do not have social media presence really anywhere
they've
else.
grown it.
But they've grown it on Whatnot.
They've grown it because they are success, because they have the ability to grow that. There's plenty of people out there.
They have a personality. They have
that wants
the
to.
inventory.
There are so many
there's people-
introverts who don't want to do it.
There's people in the sports card space on Whatnot that do not run the auctions themselves. They hire people that are enthusiastic.
Personalities.
So you can, if you have the vision and you want to grow it, if you're not good at that
Right.
yourself, you could hire somebody if you had enough merchandise to move. And
it's just like Chris, daily refinement. We heard him speak. He put Dave to sleep, so he hired people to do his whatnot.
Yeah, I woke up and he was
Chris,
talking
I'm
about
kidding.
he was talking about getting kicked off eBay or something. That's all I remember.
No, yeah, he's definitely not on eBay, but that's okay. No, listen, people hate even that we're talking about it, but you gotta accept it, guys. Whatnot's
And
not
it's
just
coming
gonna
on
disappear.
eBay, right?
Where
And
there's a
it's
demand, somebody will fill that demand. For example, do you want to accidentally click on a picture on Google and then buy something? That's bonanza. You just click on a picture, it's already purchased.
Well, okay, so and look
But
at
now
this
it's
other
going to
way.
be whatnot too, y'all.
Here's another thing too, though, right? So you've got people who are on YouTube, like, okay, so like, it's hard to grow on YouTube. It's very saturated. There's a lot of people doing our type of content, and it's really hard to grow on there. It's actually probably easier to grow on Whatnot if you were to put all the effort that you might be putting into YouTube into Whatnot and say, okay, I'm going to do a show a day. I'm going to do X number of items. I'm sourcing it at the right price, and I'm going to create a community. You probably could get a better social media following on Whatnot quicker than you could on YouTube, unless you're like some epic editor or something like that. But
I agree, but I still have a hard time suggesting people do that because of the cost involved in failure is much higher than the cost involved in failure on YouTube. I can say, you start a YouTube, it's not going to cost you anything.
It costs you time. Maybe
right? But if you go
equipment
on Whatnot, you got to sell at a loss sometimes, and it's like I'm not telling people. I feel bad.
Do you though? Do you? Because like I see so many people that are on there just
think
pointing at items and saying starting price $20.
Are they going to grow a following?
They do.
If it's a $40 item.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Like Loungefly is a great example.
I
there is not a ton of Loungefly sellers. There's just not. And so like when I was shopping Loungefly, usually there'd be one person streaming Loungefly, and they would just talk to us. They had a good personality.
First of all, you're telling people that you would you would watch people selling lounge. Anyway, I did it.
I did it, and I spent like $500. So whatever. But just because I was interested in the Loungeflies, I liked what they were selling.
A check mark.
Yeah, fair, but I can resell the Loungeflies.
I feel powerful.
The check
what
mark.
I feel powerful. Just
if it was an NFT, he could resell the check mark.
True. Anyways, all I'm saying is she was not selling at a loss. She just wouldn't accept anything less than what would make her money. And so she would have shows where she'd sell nothing. That would happen, but she'd also get someone who came on and said, "Oh, they have a great personality. I'll follow them. Maybe I'll buy it later." And slowly,
have you gone? And they have a following now, or you just
they have a following. And she said every time I go on there, she's selling bags, selling 5, 6, 7 bags. She makes a game out of it. If you buy 2 bags, you get the spinny wheel type thing, like Carrie does.
You don't need 100 people in an auction to be successful either. You just need a few people interested in your items in any given auction, and then they'll bid stuff up. So.
Yeah, well, just like eBay. I mean, that's what eBay's doing. And eBay, let me tell you, I saw something today. Talk about pay to play. You talking about paying for a blue check mark. I look at promoted listings, and I look because I don't do much, 1 to 2% of my items, right? Dave, are you promoting?
No.
Okay.
I do 110%.
Okay. Okay, so I saw this. I'm like, you know what? Instead of running a sale this time at 30% off, I might look into doing like 20% off and do a little promoted. And I was going to do it like mass, and it's like the daily suggested promoting rate for today is 13.9%.
I'd rather sell it for less than market value and give the deal to a person buying it.
And it changes by day, right? And it gives you the day. So if you click that button, tomorrow it might be 12%. The next day it might be 9%. The next day it might be 24% or whatever. Yep. I mean,
and you know what? Everyone who actually like clicked on it will happen to click on it on the 24% day.
Well, maybe.
I don't know. I trust eBay. I trust eBay. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to gouge us. I don't think they will.
No,
are you being sarcastic or are you being?
No, I'm being on. I trust. You? Yeah, no, they are paying me substantially. Yes.
What
I'm saying is
that
could be abused. Is what I'm saying.
Every comment on the Whatnot videos.
And all we have to give him is the check mark. That's it. We can get him.
Yeah, everybody thinks you're sponsored by Whatnot, but you're trying to be, but you're not
I'm sponsored by Whatnot, and I'm not in any way. Like every comment, bet you wouldn't be saying this if you weren't sponsored by Whatnot. I'm like, yeah, I'm not sponsored by Whatnot.
Do you desperately want to be sponsored? Yes, but you're not.
And there's a lot of comments like, yeah, you're just doing that because you're getting YouTube monetization on this channel. I said, I'm not monetized on this channel either.
Yeah.
I'm about to be, though, which will be cool, but I'm not yet. Right. That'd be cool. No, I mean, mean, listen, I don't think Whatnot's perfect. They annoy the crap out of me all the time. But I do think it's a way for me to sell, and I'm blessed in that I have a following who will show up, and what it makes is a really fun and enjoyable auction that not only is entertaining, and I'm selling.
Selling on eBay. Yeah, it is entertaining. I watched you sell on Whatnot on YouTube.
It's entertaining, right?
Like, well, moderately. It's you though.
The argument that's something.
Yeah. I mean, argument but I'm not going to watch, I don't know, who can I rip on today? I'm not going to watch Drew Profit
Nashville
Monsters
Flipper.
on Nashville Flipper,
Has he started? Has he started a Whatnot reselling channel yet?
Oh gosh, probably now.
I feel like a lot of the argument with Whatnot. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. Well, I want to change topics, so go ahead.
Okay, but I feel like what Whatnot is, like the backlash towards Whatnot is very similar to what people who were flea market sellers were saying about eBay, in 1999 and 1998 and 2000. I feel like people are adverse to change. They don't like it, but it comes whether you like it or not.
But here's
that's
the key.
The problem.
Did eBay put flea market resellers out of business?
No.
And not only did it not put them out of business, people actually would see sometimes eBay prices and say, "Oh, I'll go to the flea market and get it."
There's people who will pay almost exactly retail, like a Hairy Tornado, maybe even over retail on shoes at the flea market for a video, right?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for going with me there.
Jeez.
He actually had. I'll say this, guys, too. Harry Tornado had a Whatnot auction I was watching. I was kind of lurking the other day, and his stuff was actually selling like at eBay value, not way over eBay value, which was pretty interesting. So eventually, I guess everyone...
But that'll tell you something. If he can't sell it over eBay value, there ain't no way Pat D's going to sell it. I'm not being critical to Pat, but it's not. You're not going to get... You better buy dirt cheap and have some stuff that's appealing, because if you get 10 people in there... That's not the 10 people that's going to give you high dollar for exactly what they want on eBay. It just ain't going to happen.
I did a video where I just pulled 5 random things that sold on my Whatnot, and I compared them to what they would have sold for on eBay. And 4 of the 5 sold for less than what they'd sell for on eBay. 1 sold for like $3 more. Everything else was like 20% to 50% less than eBay value. So...
Well, can I say? Let me say this.
You don't always get eBay value.
I think there's another factor across all platforms that we're not really looking at, and that is the buying pool of people, the audience, the whole audience. The market share on Whatnot is growing. The audience is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. If the audience continues to grow, then supply and demand, the prices are going to go up.
Yep, there's more.
Prices are going to go up, and so how is Whatnot growing that market? They're growing the market by using influencers, social media influencers. For the most part, you don't see tons of ads out there for Whatnot. They're getting audience by getting social media people. Now, I just don't mean resellers. I mean all social media people. Yeah, everybody.
Logan Paul,
and bringing people to there. And so the YouTube viewer who views people like me and you, they only see us trying to bring audiences over or whatever, and I'm going to do that because I'm going to do one. But what they don't see is that huge stars are bringing massive audiences to buy, and that's going to create a buyer pool that most resellers can tap into, especially if it doesn't have to be live. So
no, I think that's true. And so you tapped in on something, and we're almost done talking about Whatnot. I know a lot of people have tuned out already, but
it's
that's
not just about it. It's about change, and it's about where things are going. So,
but there is something to the whole entertainment part of it. Like, if you go on Whatnot and you run a boring auction, and you're not finding any sales, you're not getting any sales, you're not growing, you might just want to look at how your auction is, watch it back, and just be honest and critical with yourself and say, okay, what could I do to make this more fun? Because a big part of the Whatnot experience is it's literally fun if it's a good auction. You have a good time. So you're buying, you're having fun, and by the end you've paid for an experience like you pay for a movie ticket or a Vegas show or something. I paid for this experience, I had a great time, and I get to go home with something. But if you go there and you're bored and it's a chore and the guy's complaining because no one's bidding, oh, you just got a steal of a deal, bro. That's not fun, right? You're just being guilted because you're not buying stuff. And I've heard there's horror stories. There's a whole Reddit thread on Whatnot horror stories where people get belittled.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Dave?
Dave, come back, David.
When we lose Dave, I feel good
Yeah.
about myself.
I know that's
I really
true.
got to tell you.
He needs to upgrade his internet. I think it's lacking at this point.
He needs to
I
be
back?
more technologically savvy. Yes, you are back, but let me
You're back.
interject for a second and you can finish your story. Tim, over the years, who we've had on here as a guest, he has a small social media following, but he hasn't really done much to grow it and grow it and grow it. You know where he has put in time to grow it and grow it? Is a little bit on Whatnot, and he is making money on Whatnot. He does sales on Whatnot, and he's a good example of where personality in a great show. I'll go watch a show by Tim all day long.
Yeah,
because it's a good show, right?
I think the way to look at it is just Whatnot's another tool we could use to make money. You don't necessarily have to use it, but it could be very, very useful.
Whatnot really
if you want.
should pay you to. There's no doubt. Because we're making good arguments.
Well, okay, the only last thing on Whatnot is I do think if you're new and you're trying to grow an audience, staying in one niche is a good idea. There's another
very
tip.
True.
Like,
are you trying? Yeah.
Jumping around works for someone who has a following like me. Like, I can do a record auction, then a DVD auction, then a plush, then an action figure. But most of the time when I see someone successful who has no social media, it's like Disney pins every show, Loungefly every show, T-shirts every show. Like, pick something you love flipping and focus on it and grow that crowd. And then once you've grown a big crowd, then you can kind of branch out. But I think to grow the crowd, you kind of have to stay in one category, unless you disagree, Kerry.
No, I think that's 100% correct. I agree with you
100%. I've said that many moons ago, because if you don't have the other components, that's what you have is your product. And product sells, almost no matter what. So are you able, Dave, to list as much? I mean, you're doing a ton of Whatnot. And I know you're not listing as much on eBay. You're listing higher goods. So you're still liking the model. Are you still selling well? Not just the average sales price, but how is your listing going as far as time? Where's your focus going?
Well, it's tricky because I'm flying out to Vegas tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right?
So you haven't had time last week. You've been prepping for it.
I've just been trying to make video content and stuff like that. I've been cheating a little. Like, I went and I grabbed a bin full of Funko Pop that used to be listed on my eBay, and I sorted by price, and anything that's worth over 15, I just hit relist. So boom, I listed 20 items, right? And that was like a whole day of listing. They were recent pictures, so I knew I was happy with the photos. I knew I was happy with the listing, so I just relisted those, and that was 20 listings that I did today, right? Which is, being able to do that sort of thing. I'm trying to kind of find tricks to kind of keep my store active, but at the same time, my store's on vacation mode as of right now, and it's not going to be off vacation mode till like April 27th. So, it's just.
Hey,
but the sales have still been good.
Okay, good. And I want to talk about what you sold, but it reminds me of that topic we talked about, that Facebook comment. And, I'm not being critical of this person. I think they're probably an amazing reseller, probably better than we are in many ways. But the point I'm trying to make is they were 30-something years old. They had a full-time job, but they had no kids. They lived in a tiny apartment. They had no kids. They had no, other things in life. But people, you got to be careful when you're criticizing somebody. Dave works, you probably put in 50, I don't want to be too positive for Dave, but what the heck, I already started. What do you work 50 hours a week for your regular job?
40 to 50, yeah.
40 to 50, okay. And then you probably put in another 20 on social media? 30?
Yeah.
20?
Yeah, it varies. Probably if you averaged it out, it'd be 20 a week, yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at 60 to 70 hours a week doing those two things, and then you're doing your reselling.
Yeah.
And
so
it's amazing to me, people criticize, and I play with it too, because I'm like, of course we're going to rip on Dave. But
I accept it. I rip on everyone else.
If you can make
easy.
$1,500 profit a month and work for 70 hours a week, you are killing it.
Yeah.
Dave Carey's got no excuse.
No. I waste 70 hours a week, which is kind of similar.
No, and that is honestly why Whatnot's a good tool for me right now, because I can get on there and I can do a 2-hour auction and I can sell 100 items. And, listing them takes probably 2 hours, an hour or 2 hours. Fulfilling takes, so it's like 6 hours of work gets me 100 sales. That's
there's the exact opposite of that with Whatnot, too, because like today, for example, I did a 20-minute auction with sports cards.
I saw that.
I made $97, and it was 5 packages that I had to send out. So that
Dawn had to send out.
Yeah, to be fair, Dawn
what
does
was your
do
cost
all the,
on that stuff?
$15 maybe or
Okay,
less.
so you made some profit.
Yeah, and that's a lot of it's old stock too, like collections I bought that I've already made a profit on. And I buy a few cheap cards to
How many hours do
make
you
it
think
better.
you spend on reselling a week, Carrie? That's not creation of whatever. That's literally buying product,
Honestly?
listing products,
Sell it.
I've been on it big time lately. I've been doing 40 plus, I'd say, the last
On
week
resale.
for sure. Yeah, easily, because I've started. Dave kind of inspired me with the whole, like, I still want to do the sports card thing, which is a lot of it's lower end. But apart from that, this last week we've been doing $200 in listings every day of non-sports card stuff.
Wow.
And we've been
nice.
selling. We sold a $150 mixer, the one that we got in our, and then we just sold the KitchenAid. I sold a $50 In-N-Out cookie jar today. So it seems like everybody has been saying,
well,
whatever you post, if it's good, it's going to sell, whether it's a $1.50 card or a $150 mixer. I might as well. I'm trying to build the cards up so they're consistent, and I'm making $100 every day off this bulk, nonsense I have.
The reason I asked was because people make assumptions about what I'm doing. Is when I was teaching full time, Dave, like you're working full time, I probably put in 15 to 20 hours a week reselling, and now I only put in. This is me and my family, probably no more than 25 hours reselling.
Yeah. Well, you've got a lot of folksy stuff to do. You got to learn the banjo. You got to teach the banjo. You got to do your chewing tobacco. You got to do
Steve and the family.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right, I sold something good.
Okay, what'd you sell?
Cutting off I sold what did I sell? A Superstar Silver Salute Bandit CB radio. One of those for the desk, kind of like what you'd use for this, the old CB radio, and it sold for $175. 2 days. 2 days.
Wow.
And I sold something that you're not supposed to sell. Carrie became famous telling people what not to sell. He did.
Baby babies, Avon bottles.
It's true. How much of your growth on TikTok was based on what not to sell? A good chunk of it, wasn't it? Does Carrie freeze?
I think
on us?
he's frozen,
Okay.
which is like totally perfect because he's like, I don't know, like everything.
There's got at least.
There you go.
Am I
He's back. You're back.
No, what I was saying was, I think I've had at least 10 million views on what not to, probably more, 20 million on TikTok. But that doesn't mean anything. That's passive people. They're pooping. They're not paying attention to what they're listening to.
I remember on a video, I picked up a tub full of, like a bin full of insulators, and I got shredded for picking up these insulators. Well, first, they wanted $5 for the whole bucket of, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because they talk about American Picker and said, "Oh, that one's worth at least $1,000."
Insulators are like Beanie Babies for people who are over 80.
The elderly. They're Beanie Babies for the elderly.
So and I'm like, I'm going to pick these up because I know I see them all the time in my antique booth. Not mine, but other people sell them. I'm like, $5 for the whole thing. I'm going to put them in there for $5 each, and they'll sell. And so I started to look some of them up, and maybe 15% of them can sell for $10 to $20 plus shipping. And then there was one that was like a $40 one. Tim, speaking of over the years, he told me, he's like, one way you can tell is reach in, and if it's smooth on the inside instead of has the threads, you got a good one. So
Tim
I sold
told me,
one of those.
that I had to
plus
lick
shipping.
them to see. And then if they spark, then they're good.
That's right. Lick the glass. You got it. Dave, what are you doing? Are you listing something right now as we're going?
No.
The ADD you got taken
made,
over?
You made me think of something. Running for the King sent me a gift, okay? You know our friend Running for the King?
Yeah.
And what he sent me was the Beanie Baby song CD. Okay, it's a CD from 1998 about Beanie Babies, and the first song was titled Beanie Babies Are Here to Stay.
That's always how it is. The second you say it's here to stay, it's over.
That's right.
Funko
Oh, no,
Pops,
they're
we're
here to
looking at
stay.
you.
They're here to stay.
They're filling landfills across the world.
You talk about the Funko Pop dump, where they put them on the land. You couldn't do that to the Beanie Babies. They're everywhere.
I know.
They should start building houses and stuff with Beanie Babies. Just like put them to use.
That would be a great YouTube video. I built this house out of a beanie.
That would.
Beanie
Baby. Let me figure out the legalities
Kevin,
of that.
Mr. Beast. Oh, speaking of Beanie Babies, a viewer sent me this. A viewer named Chet sent me this, Carrie. I already showed Kevin on my Flipper video, okay?
Yeah.
So you can see on the butt there, it says, I love Isomil DF.
Yeah.
And then on its tag, it says, the Tolerance Teddy Bear named Duffy. Diarrhea? How embarrassing. With the firm benefits of Isomil DF, I'm no longer blushing.
Aww.
For sale on ncflipper.com, guys. Come
See,
get
that's
them while they're
quality.
hot.
See, that's funny, though. That's funny. And you do have, like, IBS and everything, so it's on brand.
Oh, yeah, I'm pooping right now, actually. I've got this
Yeah,
toilet
you were
open in
talking
my office chair.
pre-live. You were talking
What do
about
you
how you
do?
enjoyed hot farts. That was interesting.
Yeah, they're my favorite kind of farts, actually.
It's amazing you can go live ever. Actually, it's quite shocking.
Dude,
Yeah.
I have been going live a lot, guys, a lot. And you know what? It's pretty fun. I'm actually enjoying it, and it's creating a bunch of content. I think it's really good. We got a package, though, right here, guys. We got a letter from a viewer. A physical letter, Carrie.
Oh, read
I
it.
just
Read
ripped
it.
it.
Oh, my gosh. That's long.
I just ripped it. Oh, my gosh. Okay, we can maybe...
Piece it back
It's in
together.
pieces. It says, to the Trash to Cash crew, or something like that. Maybe help you stand out on Fremont Street. Quench your sweet tooth. Dave, keep up the good work on raising your ASP. That is a mini goal I have every year. Okay, cool. Kevin, enjoy and cherish the time with your kids. I guess I can't cherish my kids, whatever.
Don't.
This
late
time
for you.
goes by fast. I will be an empty nester in 4 months. Oh, that's sad. Or maybe it's happy. And for goodness sake, be nicer to
Depends on
your
your
wife,
kid.
Kevin.
Yes.
Hear that? Be nicer
Oh,
to your wife,
please.
Kevin.
Yes.
In
Oh
no
my
time,
gosh.
it will just be you two in the cabin if she doesn't leave you, which she should. And here's my note. I made that last part
The
up.
funny part is she just walked in the door right now. When she listens to this podcast, she
Yeah,
would be very
good,
happy to
good.
hear this.
Carrie, sorry as there is not enough space on this paper to help you.
She just should have put a
That's
check mark at the
fair.
bottom of
That's
it.
fair.
That's
That's
it.
fair.
This
I
is
enjoy
for
your
you, Carrie.
shows. Okay, and then it says, I don't know what it says. Corn Husker Picker, Chris P. since 1969, USPS since 1995, and eBay since 2001. Oh, you know what? Maybe he's giving his like usernames.
That's
Siberian
like his,
Blue,
that's
whatever,
just like
whatever.
his bio.
P.S. If you win at craps because of these lucky shirts or socks that he sent, I guess he sent us socks. Add me on the Discord for free. So
Ooh.
this is what he sent
Okay.
us, guys. He sent us.
Oh.
Look at that,
There you go.
Mountain
Baja
Dew
Blast
Baja Blast socks that
Look
we're
at
supposed
that.
to wear in
Right.
Vegas.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Very cool. Let me ask, do you want to stand out on Fremont Street?
Like just like handing out the cards.
Do you want to stand out at all?
No, you want to just avoid being stabbed. Fremont Street is very, very dangerous.
I've
And
never been stabbed when I was there.
No, I haven't been stabbed on Fremont Street, but it's a distinct possibility. Kevin's always drunk and yelling. It's gonna happen.
I'm excited, guys.
Hey.
I'm excited about Vegas. Not this first
I
part
am
where I have to
too.
work nonstop for 5 days.
The non-work
but I
part.
am actually, no, this will already be live, so I guess it's irrelevant. But I am going to be live on Mikey Bags of Money's channel Friday night, Kevin. So
Oh, yeah?
Tune into that. Yeah,
Okay,
tune
cool.
into that. Me and
So,
Carrie
Dave-
will be live on there.
Yeah.
I need some advice from Dave here. So
Yeah.
And then I want to get back to ASP for a second because I got a topic. So what you're leaving and for a couple weeks. So I'm going to Vegas, then I'm coming back, and then just a couple days after that, a bunch of folks are coming into town for the 100 Mile Yard Sale. So I'm going to shut my store down. I'm going to have it shut down, open it back up for 1, maybe 2 days, and then shut it down again for another week. So, I'm having trouble with content. I don't know
Yeah.
how you
Well, it's
can
just
produce
not
it.
good
Oh,
anyways.
shut up. How can you produce this? It blows my mind. Because are you going to be like not running videos on your Flipper channel?
No
All
quality
right, so here's
control.
where I'm at.
No quality control.
I did warn my viewers. I said I might be down to one channel or one video a week for Flipper, but then
Okay.
things went pretty well, and I actually did get 2 videos for this week, and I got 1 for next week, and I'm going to do a vlog that also gets released next week, so I'll end up having 2 videos next week, and then the week after I'm home. So
You'll make a little.
I'll be
You won't
okay.
lose the $20,000 that channel generates.
No, the 20K. Oh, I wish the 20K is safe. 20K is safe in my future.
There you go. You got
It's
it.
there somewhere, but no, I mean it's gonna be tough, but it'll be kind of good actually. I think to have a little break.
I shut my store down multiple times in the first 2 months of this year, and let me tell you, it took a while. I felt like to me it took a while for it to recover. It's never felt like that before, but it felt like that the last time. I'm a little bit scared because the sales are coming up 31% for the month, plus the other platforms from using the list perfectly. I'm scared. Have you ever turned your store back on and never got any sales?
Yeah, no, I've had that happen. I just
Carrie,
I
what
always
about you
blame
when you
my
did your
bad
move?
inventory.
Yeah. Okay. Because you did your
when I
move and you shut it down, and then Carrie, you did a move and shut it down.
Yeah, for a short time. Yeah.
Okay.
It always takes a little bit of an effort to. It
I
always
wanna
takes some
take-
effort to restart it.
I
That's the
want
truth.
to shut it down for 2 weeks because I want a little break, and then Vegas for a week, and then I want to have 4 days where we're doing this sourcing, and so there's only 3 days they can stay open. I just want to shut it down the whole time, and then still
Sounds exactly
ship
like
anything
something a
that's
fake
still-
reseller would say.
Yeah, you could just live off the supply hut money. You're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. You'll be good.
Speaking of
You'll be good.
SupplyHut.com, trash
Check this out.
to cash 5% off. Did you what? What am I looking at? 90-day total?
17,000 for my 90-day, and I've
that
been
a- is that
rocking
a-
like 12,000 for like 6 months.
That's
Is that
awesome.
an edited
This
screen grab?
shift. No, yeah, it's just a screen.
I need to
I'm
see
not
interaction
I'm
to know
not
it's
bragging
real.
or anything.
All right,
I'm
so
just
let me
saying
ask you
like
a
this
question
is
then.
legitimately changing my amount of money I'm earning. It's
All right,
crazy.
What?
would you do this if you had hypothetically like 1,500 ET pins that were selling for $7 plus shipping a piece? Would you list them?
I'd lot them up and sell them on whatnot.
1,500 of them, one listing, and you just sell them every day and make $5
Honestly,
for one listing?
I think I would do. Well, okay, here's what I'd do, Kevin. I'd put them in lots of 3 and I'd sell them for $15 a lot on eBay
Okay.
because I'm doing my $15 plus. It's
Okay.
still,
All right, that
that
makes
works.
sense. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So I just
Because
put in
I'm
lots
making
of 3.
$5
so 3
a
ET
pop.
pins.
With
Yeah.
thousands. Shout out Ivan, by the way. So $5 a pop with thousands of them, and the listing's done.
Yeah, I think if I had 1,500, that's a big number. I don't think I processed that number when you first said it. That is a lot of units. But if I'd just do quantity 500, lots of 3, $15.
Okay.
And then every time I sell
All
one,
right.
I'm making $15. I'm
Yeah.
putting 3. It saves me on freaking bags, those stupid poly mailers or whatever you're shipping with them. You're gonna buy a
Does it
ton
really
of those,
save you
like,
if you're making less per item? It might generate
well, then
more
sell 'em-
sales, though. So.
Kevin, why don't you just go ahead and do $21 for a lot of 3?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I
Or,
get as many
or
sales.
do 2 for $15.
Whatever you
2
put,
for
your fans are going to pay.
$14.99.
It doesn't really matter
So-
what you put.
Yeah, I did it
You
actually
use
with
half as
posters.
many bubble mailers.
I did it with posters because the shipping cost for a poster can be a little bit much because of the length. So I did it with these Disney posters that I had. I lotted them up in sets of 4 or 3 or 2 because it made sense that way. But shipping for those little ones, whatever. You can do
Yeah.
it both ways, by the way. You could do it with the singles and then with the doubles as well. So there's different ways to do it. But I'm just trying to figure out how wedded you are to that.
I'm pretty
idea.
wedded to it right now.
Yeah,
I'm
sounds
really
like it.
liking it. Like, it's just there's something that feels really good to me about every time there's a sale, knowing it's like $15. And actually, I'm getting to this is like the extremeness of me is coming out. It's like, only $17. Like, I'm almost like, maybe I
Getting
should make
bougie.
it 20. Maybe I should make it 25. Like, I'm starting to think like all those people who have been yelling at me for years.
Yeah,
like,
you're
goodness
changing.
gracious.
It's weird.
It just it feels so much better. Like all the time you have to put in to ship it and fulfill it, and it feels so much better when it's $20
Right.
or 30
You spent like
or $40.
how long? 10+ years selling 3-pound items for $3 free shipping,
Yeah.
and now you're making money and you're getting a taste of what it's like to be an eBay seller.
It
But-
feels very dude. I sold a Lionel train for $100. You know how good that feels? $100
Well,
train.
okay, but that doesn't preclude. I don't have that rule, right? But
Yeah.
I sold a $175 mic stand. I sold a $55. It's not like I'm not selling that stuff.
Kevin,
I'm
I am
mixing it
certainly
in.
not saying you're doing it the wrong way.
No,
I'm
I
just
know you're
saying
not.
it's bringing me joy to do it this way.
I'm
That's
doing
all.
it the wrong way.
Yes, and I think that's the key, right?
Yeah.
Because here's
It's
a
making
sale.
me happy.
$14 for a strawberry shortcake doll plus shipping, right?
Yeah.
That's my favorite sale of the day because it was just I found it. I just love that sale, right?
It's almost like
Ashtray,
minimalism.
$12.
Okay, so it's almost like minimalism in a sense, where like if I look at an item and it's $12, I'm like, oh sweet, I don't have to list that, and I just set it aside. Like there's something just really
Yeah.
empowering about that.
Yeah.
When you have as much crap as me, it's just like,
Yeah.
nice. Don't have
But
to list
if you
that.
if you didn't have the social media following, if you
Yeah.
didn't have whatnot,
I'd
would
probably
you
do a flea market, to be honest.
I was gonna say, why wouldn't you just not buy it? Because you're not gonna make much at a flea market.
No, but sometimes you buy without knowing what something's worth. There's times where you're guessing,
All right.
and
So
then
basically,
you're
you
wrong.
pile it up over here.
Yeah.
It's like okay.
Yeah, but I feel like now that I've been I stopped reselling for a long time. I've been back into it for 3 years, and back when I used to do it, I was really heavily focused on video games, right? I came back and went universal, selling everything, and there's just growing pains, I think, when you do that sort of thing. And for me, I think what I like is now what I'm doing, so I would probably do yard sales and flea markets for all the stuff under 15 if I wasn't doing whatnot. That's what I think I would do.
So I'm actually, and I mentioned this before, I still have a hard time, but I am trying to bump that up. Not just because of what you're doing, but because the cost of shipping has gone up, and so it doesn't make as much sense to do the smaller item stuff. I'm still going to do it because I will sell things that I like to sell that are easy to sell. I have no problem. I got $10 plus shipping, $8 plus shipping, $12, $15, $22, $48, whatever. I got them all on here. I'm still going to sell a bunch of stuff. But I am making an effort I've passed up stuff the last couple weeks that I know only sell for $8, $9. Hard.
Okay, so just less stuff in the house. Well, that's what I mean by minimalism. Like, I'm actively choosing to not buy, and which I think is also good, because there's different people at different levels that want to do different things. So it's kind of cool to leave behind some of the smaller stuff.
What do you do with the things that really aren't whatnot items that are under $15?
I'm still learning. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will get we have like 7 flea markets near me, so I kind of do like the idea, especially like of just going down to the flea market and doing a table, and I could even like advertise
it. Did you ever
I
think
could
about
do a video
that,
about it.
You ever think about that in Vegas? Because those places in Vegas, they get some
They have
big
cool
population.
flea markets in
you ever
Vegas.
thought about selling off your stuff? I guess you don't have too much that's not whatnot or eBay. You're not buying too much, but I do.
Also we have significantly less stuff than what we used to have.
Yeah.
If I still had the amount of stuff I had when I had the shop,
You have to because of your location, right? And so that's my wife's like, no more sheds because you'll fill it up. And I don't have Dave Death Pile, nowhere near, but I think
it's been super liberating not having the space, honestly, because when I had the space, not only did I, fill it up with stuff, I didn't fill it up in an effective way either. And now I'm very conscious of what I'm buying, and I focus on cards a lot because they're so easy to store, and you can have a ton of them without them taking up any space. But really, that's a majority of our inventory right there, and we maybe have another room of that many totes of stuff that we have to put on Whatnot or eBay, and that's it. That's all.
Right.
That's how I like to keep it.
Yep. Okay.
So here's, and we're not trying to get all technical and stuff, but this is
that would
interesting,
make no
and I
sense.
think
that's off-brand.
A lot of our viewers are resellers, so they can find this interesting. It doesn't mean it's great or something you have to do or even a good idea, but I want to show my numbers. I know there's some audio listeners, but I'm showing my March report for sales, and you can see I sold $4,000 worth of stuff, which is 184 items. That works out to $22 per item, right? And then I wonder if I should do earlier than March, though. It might be better if I do February.
Do like the month before so we could see the difference.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do that. Let's do February to really figure out what the difference is.
Well,
I think this is just, this is great audio content.
The members of our audience that are not resellers are desperately looking for a poop joke. Desperately.
Yeah, a poop joke. Yes. There we go. Okay, $4,300 in sales. And 233 items. So that is $18.50 per item. $18.50 per item. Okay. So then we go to, what is today? April what? We're recording the show a little early, guys, because I'm flying out tomorrow. So it's April 12th. It's April 12th. So we'll do March 12th to April 12th. And we'll see what it looks like there.
While you're looking, let me say this. So if you look at my numbers are a little deceptive. And so this is why I don't think average sales price can always be...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Always be what?
Well, okay, so
it's
those members. It's those numbers that I talked about where I will never have a high average sales price because I literally have thousands of the same item that sell all the time that make me $5, $5. They're one listing. And so to me, it's these keychains that I sell, both the Looney Tunes ones and the car ones. It's the NWO decals that I sell every day. I sell this stuff. Every day I sell 4 or 5 of the ET things. And so if you took all those and moved them out, my average sale price would double.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't count that. That it doesn't really apply. It applies.
Yeah, but I wasn't selling that kind of easy stuff.
No.
I was selling
understand.
freaking hard stuff.
One-offs. So where I
Yeah,
have the
I was selling
problem with
one-offs.
it is if it's a one-off, I can $15. If I can just get that in my head, I'm going to do 10. At least 10, but $15 or higher on one-offs. But
Yeah.
I will sell multi-quantities.
Multi-quantity,
I
yeah.
will do it all day long.
So I pulled up my numbers for the last 30 days, March 12th to April 12th, which encompasses basically the whole time my store was shut down as well, because I think I shut it down March 15th, and I opened it back up like March 23rd or something. So this has days off, Carrie. Yeah. And it's 151 items for $6,576, which is a $43 ASP. And you'll see wild, there, dude. Quantity sold is down 43%, but my total sales are up 43%. Yep. Which is literally just means I'm doing less work for more money, which is the dream.
But that doesn't always compute that way. You're right. You're right. Because
it's a small, tiny sample.
What you're packaging now is not a CD anymore.
Yeah,
right?
No,
But at the same time, it's still way less work for more money.
Well, and what's interesting, I don't know how this happened, but somehow Tina has went into full shipper mode like Carrie does, or Carrie's Dawn does. And she's just decided something about me redoing this garage and making it comfortable to be in and pleasant to be in. I've got music and the AC, and it's not disgusting in here. She likes cleanness. She loves cleanliness. She actually likes coming out here, putting on her Garth Brooks or whatever, and just shipping for me. And so literally she'll get upset at me when I ship. She's like, "No, I wanted to ship."
Yes, that's hilarious. Okay, so my wife will literally. She wants me to do the hard stuff.
Well, it's an escape from the kids,
She will kick me out. She's like right now, we did this podcast. Mm-hmm. She literally went down there and shipped. She probably left me one thing, but she shipped all that stuff. And she did it probably faster than I did. And that's exactly what she says. She likes it.
Yeah, it's a little escape from the kids. You're out, you're doing something productive with your hands. And she's, I don't know, she's always running around.
That's what Dawn says to me, but it's like an escape from me, I think is what it is.
And
she doesn't want me
trust you going shipping, in there. Let's be honest. No.
So even though it's harder items to ship, she's now shipping them. So really everything's coming up Dave.
It's a win-win for Dave.
Things are going great.
And the money's just flowing in.
How are people going to react to you now that you're a competent reseller?
I know. What do you
Because that is so off-brand. No offense, but that is not your brand.
I am constantly screwing up
This is his heel turn, Carrie. It's his heel turn.
Yeah. Hollywood NC flipper right here.
Here's the thing. I've still got wonderful moments like this week when I got an email or a message on Instagram saying that a customer had to pay for shipping on my Whatnot shipment because I sent it media mail, but I put a sticker in there. And USPS basically charged them for priority mail because I had a sticker in there, and that's advertising. So I'm still screwing up. Don't worry. I'm still screwing up daily.
You just got to put it inside the case.
I got a complaint about the Pokemon box. The guy said he wanted a refund because it was dented and I didn't show it well enough in the pictures for the case I sold for $5.25.
So you're still incompetent enough.
I'm still incompetent enough to keep the hearts of the people.
That's right. And now there's so many less items to lose. That's impressive,
But you're losing more per mess up, so it kind of evens out.
Honestly, so someone
That's
did...
That's true, I never thought of that.
Yeah, the percentage is higher. Actually, I'm not losing anything.
The flow of returns is a lot more expensive, even though it's less.
I'm not even using bins really at all. I'm just setting items on shelves.
Oh, and you got criticism for that, brother. I saw people, boy.
I did. People think it's, someone said that, it looks like crap and I'm going to fail and... without the bins, there's no way I can succeed. But they don't understand. I don't really ever plan on having 2,000 to 3,000 listings again. Mm-hmm. Nope. Right? I don't plan on having that kind of shop anymore. I have 200 listings, and I'm selling more than I've ever sold. Mm-hmm. Because it's better stuff that I'm listing. It's better sell-through rate. It's higher quality. It's worth more money. So I don't need to have 2,000, 3,000
Do you remember just 2 months ago, you said something like when we were talking about, recession and whatever, don't you think those lower dollar items would sell more and whatever? And I said no. Do you remember that? And you were making an argument, and now you're just this is reformed Dave.
No, I'm not consistent at all. I'm not. I mean, I'm a psychopath, so don't even take anything.
Next month he'll be talking about how he's back to $5.
Next month it's only going to be 5 and less. That's going to be my next
5
month
and
thing.
less. And I hate Whatnot.
I found success and it bothered me.
Dude, no, you know what? A lot of people liked it when I did the video about taking down my store. So maybe I'm just going to do another video in a month.
Yes.
I took down my store again,
Just
but now I'm doing $1 cards.
Yes.
Yes.
I got kicked out.
Yes.
Clickbait.
You know what's up?
Clickbait. Listen, I tell you what. The clickbait, it's like permeating. The people I never thought would do it. Eric OBX Picker did some clickbait on a video. Yeah, he did.
No, I'm not even moaning because of that. I'm moaning because of what Carrie did today. Without any shame, he's such a filthy YouTuber. He made a thumbnail, Kevin, that's an arrow.
Just
you know exactly what I did. You know exactly what I did.
Okay. So guys,
I want to know which channel.
Compare them.
I'm going to clue you guys all in because these guys wouldn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you. Bearded Thrift Machine is doing the same freaking thumbnail every other day.
No, listen.
Every other day.
And he put it out there for a little while, and then I think he took it down and changed it for this fifth time.
Go look at his channel. I love Julian.
Oh,
but
awesome.
Every time he and it's only his channel, because me and Carrie and Kevin are all trying. I'm going to do it on this podcast, actually. On this podcast, the thumbnail is going to say, always look for these, and it's going to be pointing to some circle. This is the thumbnail. The one you're looking at. Actually, forget it. I'm just going to steal his actual thumbnail and use it for this.
Do it.
The title is going to be, the title's always the same, too. The title's always, if you find these, always buy them at yard sales. And every time he does it, he gets 1 million views. Every time. And so Carrie's freaking thumbnail today is literally a direct copy of Julian's.
Look, there were more copies
But it's a different picture. It's the same text, but a different picture.
The problem is we're not making good content.
Hey,
that's the difference.
Don't tell anybody that. I want them to click on it.
Let
me show you guys.
Titles right after he put it out again and hit that were very, very, very similar to it. And
Julian
I've seen. I think I saw Matt do one.
There you go. Look at Carrie's thumbnail, Kevin.
Like that, long before Julian died.
Yeah, it's
Look
a
at
good
Carrie's thumbnail. Always buy these with like a little circle.
I love that you're tracking me too because you're worried about me as competition. I love it.
I am.
How did the video perform?
9 views per hour.
Is it a number 1?
No, it's not doing well. It's not doing well.
Okay, so let's look at Julian's channel.
It's like a 6.
Look at Julian's channel, popular videos. Always look for these 2.1 million videos. Always look for these 1.7. Always look for these 1 million. Always look for these 549.
Out to you.
I'm inspired by what he did.
But check out my thumbnail. Check out my thumbnail. Don't leave these behind in the circle. It's doing great.
No
so guys,
shame.
just do that thumbnail.
No
and this podcast, we're going to do it too. We're going to see if we can get a number 1 on this podcast.
When everybody zigs, I zag. I've gone the totally other way.
Yeah, Kevin literally is just saying, don't buy these, and it's a picture of his foot. You know, don't buy these foot pics.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, Vegas is exciting, but I got a little reseller rally update, and I'm letting out the bag a little soon without John since they picked his permission, but I'm going to do it anyways. So they're not going to let us do the podcast in the bar area, and they're not going to let us have a party in the bar area right there the night before. So we're going to have to move it. It's actually going to be better for the podcast. Okay. We're going to move it into a conference room, I think, and do a little bit more of a deal. Ooh. But there are more and more
Do you think Tommy will come to that?
Yeah, he'll be there.
To the podcast segment?
Sure, we'll put him on.
We'll put you on. You can be up there with us. You're a podcaster.
Yes, Dave will compare his average sales price to...
Ooh, Tommy, I challenge you. What's your... Now, his ASP is probably like $80, right? Because he always sells Hokas and OnClouds, and those are expensive.
Maybe more. So... But it's going to be fun, and we're going to have a room to rip on people right in front of their faces.
Yeah.
In front of them.
Nice.
It's going to be good.
Trust me, guys, I'll do it. You should have seen me at FlipCon.
At FlipCon,
that was fun. That was fun.
By you two in front of everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but you deserved it, to be fair. You did deserve it, because you refused to come up there with us.
Harry Tornado just shut us off. The best part of the whole thing... And he has it while everybody's eating lunch.
Josh couldn't handle the heat. We were bringing it.
I'm not doing it at lunch this time. I want like prime time slot, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean that's fair.
We need to have. It
shouldn't just be during lunch. But you know what's the problem is? Like if it's this year when people see Trash to Cash podcast at lunch, no one's gonna eat. Everyone's going to go on a
Yeah,
hunger strike. They're going to be like,
exactly.
no, we want to go to the trash to cash thing,
Well,
Josh.
let's order in, and we'll feed them all in there.
We'll DoorDash
We'll
it.
get it-
Yeah, we'll
yeah.
DoorDash it. That's affordable.
I heard Reseller Clickbait podcast is going to be doing a live podcast in the back. On the
I'm not
back of the
paying for
hotel.
everybody's dinner when I go to Vegas. I'm paying all this money to fly out there and stuff. So, Dave, you're going to have
No,
to pony up.
that's-
Your business is paying for you to go out there. So,
No, that's true. I've got my company
know.
card, but I can't use it on you, sadly.
that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah,
I
I'll
owe
have
you
to-
$50. It'll be all right. We'll get.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited about the second half of my Vegas trip. This first half is always a grind. Trade shows. You know what's crazy is people have found me. Okay, so at these trade shows, I have
So
to
we're
do a lot of
disguised.
interviews. Well, no, I have to do a lot of interviews, right? So I'm like all over YouTube during trade show season, and like there's some like prominent websites and news outlets in my
I want to
industry.
see these. I want to see Dave in his element. Carrie, do you
in
want
my
to see some of these interviews?
in my
I do.
industry, and like it'll be like a really popular like news outlet, right? And then the comments will say, "Yo, that's NC Flooper!" And I'm like, guys, come on.
That is hilarious. I love it.
So there's some people that found me out. Is what I'm saying.
I had tickets to the thing last year. Of course, I didn't go. I had
sent
better
you
stuff.
the link to free tickets.
Oh, do
'cause
I have free
get you
tickets this year?
No, it's too late if you didn't register.
Oh,
Now you got to pay the $150 to get in, but just don't go. It's
seems
I'm-
exorbitant. But
Yeah, exorbitant. I love it. Send me a link to one of these. I want to post it on the Facebook
yeah,
page.
I want to see that
Yeah.
too. Honestly,
Dave,
yeah,
where he
it's
can't
the
be
AVN
funny.
Awards.
He can't be sarcastic.
the
he's gotta
Pornhub
be
Choice
real.
Awards.
Oh,
No, yeah, I have
never
to be
thought
serious,
about
Kevin.
your
You'll be so freaking bored watching that. You're just
No.
like, oh, okay,
Oh,
what's the bit
yeah.
depth?
Yeah, seriously, stuff that I know nothing about.
I tried to get you to go to the show because I actually think you would enjoy it.
Am I
Carrie
not? Am
probably.
I there?
You're there. Yeah, you should be there when
Oh,
it's. I mean, Wednesday. Are you there?
But
Wednesday?
you got me booked the whole week, man. I'm like, come on, I want to like chill out for a little while.
No, that's not true. I don't get you
It's
booked the whole
true,
week.
Dave. What you think is booked the whole week, and what I think is booked the whole week, are two totally different things.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you
I guess
have
it
an
depends on if
hour
you sleep
to,
or not.
to like go to the bathroom during the day, you think you got free time.
I wear a diaper.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just have a backpack with a tube.
Gosh, now we're really offending.
No,
people.
okay, so I'm gonna bring my camera and I'm gonna live stream our Whatnot on YouTube for those of you who hate Whatnot. I probably won't do it on this channel, but I could do it on this channel. I was gonna do it
He
on my
won't.
channel.
He won't.
I
I'll
can do it
on
on both
the channel.
channels.
He can get
I can
all
do it
the
on
money
both
for it.
channels. I don't know. I'll look into it. But anyway, somewhere either on my
What day?
Whatnot channel or in here Saturday.
And this is
afternoon.
after yard selling.
After yard sales.
Am I
yeah.
expected to provide stuff to sell?
Well, you're gonna be yard selling, so you're gonna have stuff you don't want to take home.
It's true.
Yeah,
And then Carrie's gonna ship it all.
I'm gonna
so,
ship
well,
it.
Dawn's
I
gonna
mean,
ship
Dawn's
Oh,
gonna
well,
ship
shoot.
it. I'm not gonna watch Dawn ship it either. I'm gonna be in a different room.
So we're all going to be sourcing for Whatnot that day, basically.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole premise. Yeah.
You find this is a $900 hat. Let's put
You
it on
have to
Whatnot.
put it on
12
Whatnot
bucks.
and sell it
There
for
is.
12.
Well, I mean, that you
God.
can put in your backpack and take home.
Yeah,
so I
you-
don't know.
Yeah.
We'll also
Gotcha.
have Art with us. We could sell him some stuff. You know, it'll be fine. We'll do
Okay,
fine.
that's true.
Did you guys see the Mario movie?
Did not. Turner did.
I've heard
Still
it's
haven't
good.
seen it.
Reagan
it's so
did.
good. It's so good. I was hoping you had seen it by now. But
My brother saw it. Said it wasn't good. So
Isn't your brother like 90 though?
he's just 2 years. He's a year and a half older than me. He
Oh,
looks
yeah,
like
so,
he's
yeah,
older.
so
than
90. Right.
me.
So
Yeah.
90-year-olds aren't that into it, is all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it's just it was a different era. Yeah, there's no
You guys like the Pong. No, what's even before
exactly.
Pong,
There's no
Carrie?
Bing Crosby isn't in this
Breakout.
one, unfortunately.
Breakout, yeah.
Breakout,
Kevin likes
yeah.
the Breakout.
Yeah, I actually that was it. I remember it. Like, oh man, yeah, all of it.
I
Burger
loved
Time
Pitfall.
but I was talking about like the Tandy computer. So
Mm.
it was good. But
Tandy was
I
my
remember
nickname
playing
in high
Atari.
school.
Burger Time was my jam when I was tiny, man.
Burger
That
Time
was
is
good
great.
stuff.
It is a good
I
one.
love that.
Okay, so we haven't done any of our normal elements. We've had a lot to talk about, but let's talk
True.
about, first of all, Carrie, your sale of the week. Was it the KitchenAid?
Yeah, the KitchenAid, $150. It's
Yeah.
possible if you believe in yourself. And Dawn lists
Heavy.
it.
How much did they pay to ship that? $70? I mean, that
They
had to be
paid
expensive.
they paid $50,
Okay.
and we shipped it UPS.
Kevin, you already talked about some sort
Yeah,
of
that was it was a
desktop ashtray or something.
CB
CB
mic,
radio, yeah.
yeah.
CBD
Not a radio,
Mine-
just the mic.
And mine was a Loungefly. I sold the Loungefly backpack for $60. So
And you only lost how much on that Loungefly?
I paid $40 for that one, so I made a little tiny bit of profit.
And that's just my sale for the day. I haven't looked at the week. I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going.
Well, I also sold that $100 snow globe train car from Lionel. So I guess that's probably a better flip, but whatever.
Well, that's
I didn't
nice.
actually lose money on that one. Okay, so, and Kevin, what about your comment of the week? We also have the Patreon.
Oh my gosh, I haven't done any of those. So
You
you'll
haven't?
have to
Well,
do
did you even look at the
Patreon.
comments? See, here's
I
the
haven't
trick,
looked.
guys.
Is this video doing well?
The
Down? What?
it was a 1 out of 10. This
Really?
podcast actually came out yesterday, so we only have 1 day's worth of comments because today is Wednesday. Normally we record on Sunday. Oh, it's down to a number 2, Kevin.
Well,
Dang
that's
it.
still good because that video we did that was a huge. I mean, we're getting crazy views. That one got 10,000 views. That must be the number one above this one, right?
Well, okay, Cat Swift had the number 1 comment.
Wait
Okay,
a minute,
so
I'm
just
getting there.
Well,
All
here's
right,
the
go
thing about
ahead,
Cat
go
Swift.
ahead.
It has the most upvotes, meaning the people have voted, and this is
Yes.
the best comment from
That's
the
not
last
always
video.
true.
Cat Swift said, "Quitting a job with benefits, are you nuts? Everyone I know said this to me as a newly single parent."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. I heard the podcast playing, so I thought Carrie was talking.
Because I got you.
Are you
I've done
nuts?
that
Everyone I
before.
know said this to me as a newly single parent of a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old who was given the opportunity to buy a small business, a one-person independent UPS-type store. A couple months later,
did
my
read that.
3-year-old broke her elbow bad and went out of the hospital. She was in my store with me every day. I brought a patio lounge chair and a small TV, and she was under my watchful eye all day. My family, although still concerned, stopped bugging me because being the caregiver for my hurt daughter was hands down the better option than to have her in daycare. Had the store for 29 years, and kids were there every holiday, every minor sickness. I expanded my back room into a playroom. I later helped work in the store.
This is why I'm in
and
charge
later
of reading
helped
comments,
work
by the way.
in the store because I'm bad at reading.
No,
So
'cause
many
you picked the
valuable
one
lessons.
that's long. Go
You
ahead.
do what feels best for you and your family. Dude, the people picked that one, not me.
okay. People.
All right.
Okay, you pick yours now, Kevin. It's done. Basically,
Well, I'm
very
not
nice
there yet.
comment, Cat Swift. Very nice
It
comment.
was a very
I liked
nice
it.
comment, definitely. But Dave should still quit his job.
Yeah,
All right.
you should.
She was telling
All
me
right.
to quit my job.
I think that's what she
actually.
was saying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I wasn't.
I did
listening.
zone out, but that's
My
what I think
apologies.
she said.
But there is that 9 thumbs up on that. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
people like that one. Although, actually, Grumpy Picker had 12 thumbs up, so I don't know how this is sorted.
Let's Do Lunch podcast says they're alive and well. Thanks for the continued support. They say they watch every week, Dave. LOL.
Huh? Well, they should.
Yeah, let's.
They have Thrifter Shifter on
Yeah, they
their
got
show.
Thrifter
I know,
Sister.
and their thumbnail was like 1 million plus subscribers or some clickbaity nonsense.
Wow. That's good.
I would never use clickbait.
I wouldn't.
See this thumbnail for
See,
this
I'm in
video.
trouble. I told you I was on a pod. Did I tell you? Did I? I don't know
Yes,
if I
you
told
told
you.
us you were on a podcast.
But I'm
yes.
on List Perfectly, and it was funny because they were ripping Carrie on the podcast that I
Deserved.
was on. It was odd. The lady, I'm like, how could you rip Carrie? It's terrible. It was all. I ripped you too, though. It was
That's
fun.
all right.
No, Carrie is terrible.
I love how much trash you talked about List Perfectly, and now you're one of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is
that's
so
true. He
not
used to
true.
say so many
Oh
bad
my
things
God,
about them
dude.
behind their backs.
Not
Yeah.
true, y'all
He has a
lie.
You
potty
wouldn't
mouth
believe
when
the
he's
amount
not
of
on
swears he can
John
say
Doe?
in
Oh
one
my
sentence.
gosh, he knows a lot of
John
colorful
Doe?
swear words.
You are mistaken with my wife. All right.
He doesn't even have an
Kid
accent
Rock
in
is
person, by the way,
awesome.
guys.
John Doe. Takes John Doe to say that. Once I caught a dollar. I can't believe I'm reading this. 88 Picks, who's a buddy from town here. He's the one guy who picks in Lynchburg that doesn't steal stuff and ship everything medium mail. Dave's not listening because he would have laughed at that. I once caught a dollar bill that Kevin threw out to the peasants from his Bugatti,
Yeah.
which I don't know what that is. Is
It's
that
a-
what
That's
you
your-
carried on
supercar.
Yeah,
It's a
that's your Monday car.
what?
It's not.
It's a supercar, Kev. Like a
Supercar.
$700,000
Yeah, that's the car you
yeah.
drive when you don't want to drive the nice one.
Gotcha. Bought a VHS and flipped it for $6.88 free shipping. That's what he did with the dollar bill, apparently. That's pretty good.
No.
Nice.
Yeah,
Ooh,
no,
the
it's-
Goodwill manager lied to Chris, flipped the world. She told him that she was corporate when in fact she's the new manager at the facility. Chris dug into her background. He's doing background checks on the Goodwill manager.
Did he
now.
write all this?
No, this is from a viewer who is reading
Okay.
what he said, and seems to have a reputation of being shuffled around from store to store. So he thinks she won't last long there.
Maybe she
and
has
he'll be able
something to
go back.
prove, and that therefore kicking Chris out is something to prove. Maybe.
Well, we did title
Maybe.
the video that we got him kicked out of the bin.
Which
So we
Yes.
were really
we
we
did,
titled
we
the
did.
video. We
well,
did.
yeah, that's true. You guys did nothing. and I
Yeah,
did all
see
the
what
work
the
again.
viewer they don't understand is that me and Carrie have no idea what
Yeah,
the thumbnail and title of the video is going to be ever.
I
Speaking
am
of,
more than willing to let you do that work. I just don't think you will.
I'm here for
Looking at our
I'm
channel
here for
here-
the wit and the sex appeal, and then I leave.
Yeah.
do you know you posted. You have a draft of a 3-minute video on the Trash to Cash podcast.
Yeah, it was an accident.
And
it's one of my
was it,
reseller
or was it a
things.
promo for your new channel? I think maybe it's what it. Plenty of Gordon Lightfoot comments. They appreciate Gordon Lightfoot, a 42-year-old.
Who is that?
You forget it. There's no point in trying. Dave,
Sundown. You better take care.
Mm-hmm. I met
That's the only one I know.
Tornado and Harry. I met Harry Tornado and Haley Tornado. Haley at eBay Open in New York City, and they were super friendly. I ended up in one of their videos, and it mentioned I was wearing a hat I purchased from Kevin Commonwealth, and they'd probably blurred it out. Josh probably blurred my hat out. A pink hat from Commonwealth Picker. Well, there you go. All right, I'm done with comments. As Dave
I feel like you just did a really.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Good job. Talking about.
I know. I think you did a really bad job reading those this week.
They were really good.
Yeah, I think I'm like pretty upset with you actually.
And you wore your dirtiest hat that you own, like not one of your nicer ones.
What's wrong with my hat, man?
Is that pine tar, by the way, on your hat?
It's made to look old, and then I've had it for 10 years, so it looks really old. So there you go. Yeah, Ryan Rally Roots used to say profits.
Oh, that was the thing I wanted to say. Okay, so on Pat D's video, which is trashing on Whatnot, which is totally fine, Pat. I'm fine with that. In his video, there was a comment from basically someone who's disappeared off the reselling YouTuber sphere. Who do you think would come into a video?
Was it RVA Flips?
Close, very close.
Oh, is it a Thrift Mine?
Yep. Okay. Came out of the woodwork just to talk trash about it, which is fine. I like him. He's a nice guy. But I haven't seen him in forever, like 6 months, and he's just like, oh, crap.
No Thrift Mine. What are you talking about?
He's passionate about.
Well, he seems like a nice enough guy. He seems like, I don't know him personally. Kevin, you've met him, right? Mm-hmm. Thrift Mine? Yeah, I've never met him. So maybe he'll go to the reseller rally. But I did think that was funny because he was the one who used to always talk trash about Whatnot on the other podcast. So I thought it was funny that he was in there and he was like, yeah, I've been saying this forever. Whatnot's awful. But I just, and that is the comment I'm getting all the time. And in reality, it's just, it might be awful, but like anything, you have to work to be successful at stuff. And so, unlike
I have
Kevin,
a Facebook
Kevin
video that's going off right here.
Kevin's got so many fifth place trophies.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm older than y'all. They didn't start handing out those trophies till at least 3 years after I was playing.
Well, they do it in the gymnastics, though. In the gymnastics, everyone gets like 50 medals.
They didn't 40 years ago.
Well, but you were in gymnastics 40 years ago is what I'm saying. And you did some really fine work.
I never got a
sports was different
trophy.
then. Yeah, it was definitely different. You chewed asbestos before every at bat. It was a different time.
Is there asbestos in these old plushes? Is there any old plushes that they put asbestos in? I was thinking about that.
Not that I'm OCD. Not that I'm OCD about that, but no.
Camp Lejeune.
They have wood chips. Wood chips. Some of them have wood chips.
Oh wait, you're saying you've looked into it.
Yeah, I've looked into it.
Oh yeah, people don't realize he's telling the truth.
No, I'm fairly OCD.
Guys, here's our special guest that Carrie and Kevin didn't know about, Austin from Aged and Eclectic. Hello, Austin.
What?
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, you didn't know he was coming on today?
I don't know who Austin is. Hi, dude.
I've seen Austin before. How do I know Austin?
I sent you the Fleet glasses.
Oh, that's what it is.
Right.
Okay, very cool. I still have them. I should bring. Are you coming to Vegas?
No. I've got 6
we
kids,
might bring
man.
this.
I can't do it.
Oh man, I might bring them to Vegas if I can remember, and I might give them away at Vegas to somebody, or I can make Dave and Carrie take a shot before that.
That's not happening.
I'll give it to Don.
I'll take one shot of something, but that's it. I don't want to get drunk because
Don and Tina.
A blackout.
Don and Tina can take a shot with
you.
So
he gave me these little Fleet. I don't know what the stuff was, but it's a medicine. But they look like shot glasses.
We're gonna drink Fleet medicine.
Yeah. That's what they look like. Anyway, very kind of you. Thank you.
Austin, how you doing?
What's up,
dude?
dude?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
How much did you make him pay to get on here?
So this is that $1,000 tier. It's $1,000 a month on Patreon.
Welcome, man.
You get to come on the show. No, I just, I was like, you know what? Let's get a Patreon on here.
That's
just
what you're
to
doing. You're
throw
shilling
Kevin and
Patreon.
Carrie off. No, I just want to throw
One
Kevin and
Patreon
Carrie
a
off.
week.
I went into the Discord and I said, anyone want to come on the show really quick to throw off Kevin and Carrie? And
nice.
Austin was ready to go. So I said,
Well, I'm
come
glad
on.
it's Austin.
I was in bed.
Yeah.
I would have my really sick camera and mic set up and everything, but I was legit.
Oh, wow.
I just got in bed, and
Yeah.
Dave was
that's like
Are
Dave.
you-
"Hey, real
Wake
quick."
you up.
I was like,
Pants,
Yeah,
yes
no
or
pants, I hope, right? Because that's
No
how
pants,
we roll.
right? He's pantsless at the moment.
I guess.
Do you have a social media following or anything? You want to take this chance to? Is there anywhere you want to move
Yeah,
some people
just
here?
aged and eclectic. Usually, I used to do a lot more like art.
All right, that's
and
enough. Thank
journal
you.
making and
Yeah,
stuff like that,
that's
but-
quite a shill there.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Go.
But,
So you have YouTube or is it what is it?
Yeah, YouTube, Instagram,
Aged
Facebook,
and
Pinterest?
stuff like
You on
that.
Pinterest yet?
I am on
Clapper?
Yeah.
Yes.
You on the Clapper?
Sounds
Clapper,
like a
dude, I'm on
disease.
Clapper. I'm big on Clapper.
Yeah.
I got 4,000 followers on Clapper now.
And it ticks me off too. I got 800 nothing, man.
Right.
I can't do shorts. I quit it, man. It's good. What do you resell?
Just about everything. I was stuck with an ashtray for a really long time because of Kevin.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Oh,
I bought
that's funny.
some cards and decided that wasn't my thing really.
Yeah,
quick.
it's a good move. That was a smart
And now
move.
you only buy average sale price items over $15, and Dave is your hero. Thank
So
you for coming on.
that's what my question's about, actually.
Okay, what's your question?
So we're actually going to start sourcing. We've got citywide garage sales, and we're going to a nearby town, like almost 2 hours
Did
away.
you put it on Garage Sale Nation Facebook group? Garage
I did
Sale?
not.
No.
Because I don't know
Okay.
that
You put it
it's
in the
gonna hit your
Discord.
limits.
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
that it's going to hit your limits of like 100 or
50?
50?
If citywide's
okay.
50.
Cool.
There you go. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so Dave, or even anyone now.
Even the
when you
losers
Well,
of the
yeah. That made me not want to answer, by the way. I'm not going to answer.
Okay, so
Yes.
I was going to say Dave and now Kevin because you were thinking, oh, Kevin's hiding from me.
Yeah, this is the fifth time this
He does
episode
that.
he's done this. Don't
He's
worry.
such a brat. He's always hiding.
He's
Go on,
doing
just-
another pee
Just
break,
ask your
another
question.
pee break.
We won't interrupt ever again.
Right. Yeah. So when you went to, I'm only going to source $15 or more of profit, were you ever worried of like, I'm never going to find anything ever again? Like,
Yes.
how do you make that transition of, okay, this is what I'm looking for now?
Dave just buys everything, so he's
No.
like, something's got to be worth
No,
money.
it came down to like I'm honestly just comping a lot more at sales. Like I used to just go off my gut, and now it's like, ooh, this could be good. I'm looking it up, and I'm just spending more time at each sale,
Did you
which
turn the camera
actually.
off?
No, well, I'll like cut it out if it's boring, right? If it's boring, I'll cut it out. But
Oh,
what's
you've been
happening
doing
is,
that?
yeah, well, yeah, I know, and it's still so boring. It's weird. But no, I just, to me, what's weird is how much stuff I am finding over 15, because I used to just run in, grab the freaking plush and the action figures, and leave, and I'd leave behind that random, like, here's an interesting one, right? I got a car starter, like an auto car starter carry, brand new sealed in the package, and it was just like this long, thin black box, and I normally would have just like walked by it as, oh, I don't know what that is. But since I was trying to find $15 plus items, I look it up. It's a $160 car starter.
Yeah.
It's for a Jeep.
And this is
Here's
go.
the key.
ahead.
Here's the key for $15 plus items. Just whatever you find, list it at $15 plus.
Yeah,
if it's
it
not
doesn't need
worth
to
that
sell.
much, it doesn't need to sell. That's not
Yeah,
part of
that's
Dave's
true.
business
Good point.
plan.
So let me just say, so I go out with my Uncle Steve here, who's
A better picker, but
better
a bad
one that
face picker.
carries you
A
on
better
shoulders,
man.
right?
No, yeah, he doesn't make as much money. He doesn't make as many sales. But
It's
when
not
he
really
makes
about
a
money,
sale,
though. But yes.
it's a big one. So like he'll go out and I picked a one sale with him, and he went the whole day and bought like one thing, two things, and they were $500 items. There's $250 and $500 items.
Yeah.
And I filled my car up, and I'm going to make $2,000, but I'm going to work my fingers to the bone to make the $2,000.
Well, your
And he's
family
gonna sell
is
two
going to
things.
work.
Your
their
family
fingers to the
is
bone.
going to regret
Let me
your
ask you a
purchases.
question, Austin. How much of this nonsense do you believe? Do you actually like
All of it.
Isn't it like hard not to believe it when you hear it 50 times a day.
It's like a good conspiracy theory. I
Yeah.
like to believe it for a
He
while.
wants to believe
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I want
It's
to
like
believe
X-Files. You want to believe.
it. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
I have one more quick question because it was not answered the last time I asked one. I didn't
Okay.
realize they were going to have whoever it was on that week.
Walter Blake Knobloch, I think, belittled you. I think.
Yeah.
Or
So the
Rudy,
question was
one of them.
technically for Kevin. It was, hey,
Okay.
what? I'm not going to make you hit the dump button, Dave. So I'll censor myself. But
Jeez.
when I said, so what emerging trends are you seeing of things to source and things that will sell coming up? And he said cheap stuff. He's like, I don't know what
I said that?
No, Walter did.
Oh, okay. So I never answered the question.
You weren't
You
there.
weren't on.
You weren't even
okay.
there. You didn't bother to
that's
show
right.
up.
Yeah.
By the way, I need another week off here. I've been on too many episodes in
Yeah.
a row. All right. So I would say, I don't want to give away the secret because this yard sale season, I'm going to be hunting for this stuff hardcore. I'll throw it out there. Sealed
No one's
cassette
listening.
tapes.
Everybody
Sealed
knew that. Everybody knew that.
Audio
audio.
cassette tapes.
Oh.
Oh, not
It is-
video cassette tapes.
There are people currently right now that I know that are heavily sourcing eBay for sealed cassette
To grade?
tapes.
Are you grading these?
They're being graded now. There's a grading service for sealed cassette tapes. There's a couple of them, and some of them, and they're out there right now because not many people are searching for them. I actually have a few, but I haven't mentioned them. I think there's what happened to VHS is now happening to cassettes. There is some issues with it though because there's no watermarks on these things, and they're much more detailed
That's
as
going to
far
make
as
it
proving
easier
that
for
they're
you to
accurate.
reseal
For him to
them.
It's
seal
true.
That's
I
gonna
can
help you.
reseal
Yeah.
them so much easier.
Yeah, that'll be good.
So, all right, there you go. There's my answer. And there's plenty of other things, but that just came to me on top of my head.
Well, I'll say this, and I thought it was interesting. My son has been kind of working a little more with me out here. He's 14, and, we went to the Mario movie, and I was talking about the nostalgia for Mario and stuff with him, and he's like, I know I'm going to have that for Fortnite, Dad. When I'm, like, your age, I'm going to want to buy Fortnite stuff. I guarantee it. He's like, I love Fortnite now, and, like, he's like, I just know. Like, so I'm just telling you guys, Bolo alert in 20 years.
Yep.
Fortnite stuff. Just, you know.
Exactly right. Just look at what your kids are playing with between the ages of like 6 and 14. And that's what, in 20 years, 25 years will be. And that also goes
Jurassic
to stuff
Park.
from the 70s.
I had a
70s
stick.
stuff
I had a
is
stick in
getting
a
harder to sell.
large metal ring, and whenever I see a stick or a large metal ring, it brings me
excited.
back. It brings me back.
We did have a
We
question
didn't
from
even-
Alicia, Kevin. Alicia
real
the
quick,
Picker
Dave.
asked us. What?
She's awesome. They got a great podcast.
Dave,
What'd you
you
say,
and
Austin?
Kevin have something in the mail coming toward you. Carrie,
nice.
I still love you.
But I don't get anything. Fair enough.
But everyone knows you don't know your own
Shipping to Vegas
address.
is too much.
That is true. That is true.
No matter
see
what
y'all.
you send Carrie, it will come back. Oh, you leaving? Okay, thank you, Austin.
Yes,
We'll
I
see you
am.
next time.
Bro, I'm going back to bed.
All right, fine. Thanks for stopping by. Join the
Dream
Patreon. Tell
come
people,
true. I
hey,
love
tell
the
people
Trash
how
to
awesome it is to be on the Patreon.
Oh yeah, it's super sick because then you get to do this. This is a
Money
dream
well
come
spent.
true, and I know Kevin's
That's
just
right.
lost all respect he ever may have had for me.
What are you talking about, man? You're awesome.
Because this is I love the Trash to Cash because it is just is
We got to
the
come up with a
best thing
nickname
to
for
listen
Trash
to.
to Cashers,
And now
Trash-
you're part of it,
trash
and now
bags.
you're getting booted.
Trash bags.
See ya.
I don't like them.
bags.
I don't like them.
Trash.
Just FYI, I'm not a big
We
We
fan.
booted him. Oh, you hate him?
Dude,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
awesome.
No,
why
Austin's
would
nice.
he
He's a
not
nice
send
guy.
me something? I want stuff.
Seriously.
That's true. He seemed to
You don't have a
dislike you
PO box?
actively.
He did seem.
He seemed to actively
mildly
hate you.
hostile, and all I want to do
Yeah.
is have people love me.
But I like to think
1427.
I like to think
Bedford,
that's how all
Virginia.
the viewers are, though, Carrie. Like, they like me and Kevin, and they just loathe you.
Yeah,
For
it
no
might be
reason.
that might be the case. Honestly, I can respect.
All right, guys, go ahead. This is going to be
that's
the episode where
ridiculous.
everyone should write a nice comment about Carrie down below and why you think he is a big deal and he is important, especially
I
with
have
the blue
a
check
check mark. 3 degrees. I have 3 of them.
and a check mark. You think he could have gotten those check marks without them
Yeah,
degrees?
that's
It's
why
all
I got the
cyclical.
check mark because I realized the value.
Why
They
didn't you
taught
get
him
3
how to
check
buy
marks?
check
They
marks.
won't let me have 3 check marks, or I would for each degree.
Okay, so here's what Alicia said. She said, And this is not really reselling related, so we're going off the rails. What is your favorite food? We never usually do something this random, but she asked it, and you have to give her what she wants. She does all the moderating.
Thing or like
yeah, like you have to eat something forever for the rest of your life. What is it, Kev?
Oh, it's probably some kind of burrito.
Okay,
I don't
Carrie?
know which kind yet. Chicken, cheese, beans.
Chicken, cheese, beans, burrito. I'm gonna go tacos al pastor. I love that stuff.
Oh,
It's good
I
stuff.
think. I mean, I want to say something fancy like steak because I like
butter
steak.
on a stick.
I
But
like
like
steak.
if you really like just said, hey Dave, you're on a desert island and you can only have like one food thing, I'd probably cheat and say something like bagels. Because you can have like so many different varieties of bagels, and you can do so much with a bagel.
Is that
Oh,
part
well,
of it?
then I should have just
Sandwich?
said burritos in general. And I could
Yeah,
have
that's what I'm
said
saying, like
steak
burritos. Yeah, exactly.
chicken burritos, pork.
Generalities are
carnitas,
fine in here. Like you could have a pizza bagel, you could have a bacon, egg, and cheese on
See,
a
I
bagel.
would
You could have a steak bagel.
If I had to guess,
whatever.
I thought you were gonna go human flesh. Personally, that's where I thought you were
Dude,
going.
I saw something on TikTok about some dude, I think in Chicago, who was like a serial killer, and he was putting the people's meat into the burgers he was selling at his burger joint.
Burger King?
And people were eating human without realizing it. Now the show's taking a dark twist.
Hey.
Ban TikTok. Ban TikTok.
Band, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. All right, biggest reselling regret.
Not
Probably this
buying-
podcast.
Yeah, probably
No,
not.
this was actually a question on the List Perfectly thing I did the other day.
Oh, really? So you already got
for
an answer.
Yeah,
Has
for
that
me,
come
it's-
out yet so I can see all the slander
I
that's
have
coming
no
out?
All the
idea when
shilling,
it's
all the
coming out.
nonstop shilling.
They were actually pretty nice to the Carrie. So, when I was doing, picking 22 years ago, we'd find video game system. We'd come if I didn't have 5 video game systems at the end of the day, it was a terrible day. But I would find sealed VHS, and I've probably sold 15 VHS. Well, that too, sealed video games. So, not picking up and keeping sealed video games, sealed VHS from picking 20 years ago is my biggest regret.
The first thing I ever sold.
Death Pile Picker just messaged me. You still want to guess? I'm ready.
Bring them on.
I don't have enough censor buttons for you, Mike.
That's the truth.
Okay, go ahead, Carrie.
No, I was going to say the first thing I ever sold officially as a eBayer was on auction, and it was a sealed Pokemon Game Boy
I do have a
game
few
from the
of those
90s.
regrets.
And I wish, we didn't sell that, and we would have
Yeah.
got it graded
Seriously.
15 years or 12 years later. But,
Yeah. Or, yeah. I mean, think of how much that could be worth.
Yeah, I could be a millionaire right now, but here I am.
How many Disney Pixar Cars VHS sealed have you walked past, 15 years ago or whenever
Exactly.
they came out,
How many Black Diamond? Have you guys heard about the Black Diamond VHSs, by the way? How many of
Never
those
heard
have
of it.
I not bought? And I could be a
I
millionaire.
might
would
do.
say-
You know, what would be a great video. Wait a minute. I got to stop you because Phoenix Resale does these collection videos. I might do that. Can I get every sealed VHS Disney video? That might be a good one to put on Garage Sale Nation.
Well, listen,
what do you
Kevin,
think?
if that's
like
what
it.
Nashville
you want,
I like
Flippers.
it. Yeah,
will do
Nashville's already done it.
Flippers
He's
will do
already.
I'm selling the Mouse Detective if you're
There you
interested.
go.
Brand new
Wait a minute.
sealed,
I can
Kevin.
get viewers
Who
to
was
send
paying
them to me. That's
$16.49
it.
for
If you're
that?
listening, I'm going to collect every single
Little Mermaid.
clamshell version. Mm-hmm. And there's some out there that are worth some money. There's like 3.
No, do I
I'm
have
gonna
any of them?
collect
Because I have a
every
bunch of
single
them
one.
here.
Jimmy, Old School Flip, started me off.
that's
He
Warner
sent me a
Brothers.
bunch. I think
Wizard
that's
of
what I'm going
Oz.
to do.
I got a bunch here. Maybe I should send you one. And then
Yeah.
I'll charge you.
well,
I'll send you a
thank
bill.
For that
Yo, we have to end the
overpriced
show.
Whatnot thing I bought
We have
the other
to
day.
end this show, but before we end the show, I have to tell you guys about something really revolutionary that I discovered this year. It's something called accountants. I don't know if you've heard of them.
You discovered?
I'm
discovered?
amazed by
I
accountants.
don't get any credit for all
Okay,
the stuff.
Jenna's fine, but the accountant guy, I feel like he's really saving me the money because he's doing all types of crazy cartwheels. Like, I mean, Kevin was kind of telling me last year that I should be writing off my cost of goods, and I wasn't. So, now that I realize that, and I got an accountant and a bookkeeper, and my reseller Genie, of course, which coupon code NC Picker
American
saved
Arb.
money.
American Arb. All
Dude,
caps.
There, no joke.
All
Forget
caps,
it. Forget
but
about the
Conway.
shill.
I
Forget about
also
the shill.
gave you-
Listen, forget about the shill for a second.
I want to thank you.
I went from paying so much money last year in taxes, and I still had to pay money in taxes this year, but I've been doing quarterlies based on what I had paid last year. I overpaid by $6,000, and so I'm actually getting money
you didn't
back.
Take all the write-offs you should have
Because I
taken
wasn't
last year.
tracking
Think
my
how much
expenses.
money you cost yourself.
I wasn't tracking my expenses at all. I was just like, oh, I think I spent this, and I just wasn't tracking. So I was just like, I'll just pay the government extra money.
Listen, I can't tell you.
I'm
That's
pretty
why
impressed.
I found my I know. Forget the shill for a second. That's why I found my reseller genie, because I know there are so many people like you who even start up selling,
Yeah.
and they don't realize how much money they're costing themselves. It's a pittance to even. So how? Did that guy pay for
$10
himself?
a month.
Does
20
my reseller
dude.
genie pay for itself?
Not only did he pay for himself,
Tenfold.
I made a profit by hiring him and Jenna.
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy.
Exactly.
And my reseller genie, like all of it combined, I'm still. Carrie,
Save
you gotta look into this.
15%. Well, I have a guy that's pretty good with the write-offs. Honestly,
Okay.
he's been helping
but like
for
the
years.
bookkeeping, are you using my reseller genie,
Yeah, I am.
or do you
It's
have
helping
a
a
bookkeeping?
ton.
Okay.
Yeah, it's helping a
It's
ton.
crazy. It's great. Look at this thing he sent me, guys. Like 50 pages of tax documents. Like, anyways, I just was really excited because I thought
happy
I was
for
going to
you
have
because-
a bunch more to pay, and I found out I'm getting money back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
And as you do this more, I think, and maybe if you do quit your job, you have time to do it. There are so many ways you can even get more legitimate tax write-offs. You'd
Yeah.
be shocked.
Yeah,
and I'm
like
fine.
the-
I'm learning them and doing them, and it's like, wow. You
that
can
other
write
kind
off.
of,
I mean,
whatever.
going to Vegas. I mean,
You're doing podcasts.
Oh, I
stuff.
know.
it's all going on the
Content
business.
creation. It's the whole thing could be. I mean, I'm not paying for my trip.
Well,
anyway,
Picking
but
Across
if I was-
America, that was a big thought behind that for me. Picking Across America, I'm doing videos every day. That's all right.
But Dave, there are aspects of what you're doing there that your business is not paying
Yeah.
for.
Yeah,
And
no.
those can
Like,
also be
yeah,
written off.
like the meals after the show is over and whenever.
Not that
else
I'm an
flies
accountant.
home. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Definitely talk to
Yeah.
an accountant.
Anyways, it was cool. I was just excited about that. I wanted to share that I'm actually, gonna get some money back this year. So that's pretty cool. All right, this has been Trash Cash Podcast,
Looking forward
guys.
to seeing y'all.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Watch this space. We're gonna try to do something, maybe a live on the Fremont Street. We'll see Kevin get stabbed real time. That sort of
Yeah.
stuff. We're gonna go viral.
You guys can come
With
hang
that
out at my
one.
dirty apartment.
Yeah, we'll probably do something on here, but we might miss a week of the show. Just make sure that you go listen to all the old episodes, which a lot of people have been doing. This is like a new challenge, guys, that I've been seeing in the Discord and stuff. Is everyone's going back, starting from episode 1 and re-listening to
lore.
everything.
There was a lot of
Yeah.
magnetism
A
between
lot of people.
me and Dave. Didn't even know each other that well when we started the podcast. We really didn't.
Really?
No,
We
maybe
didn't,
we
yeah.
talked.
You knew enough about each other to leave me in the cold after I